seen with the breach pick rate.
Yo guys, welcome back again. Kita nobar PaperRex dulu guys melawan SBE ya. Dari Thailand apa dari ini sih? So welcome back guys yang baru datang di match pertama split. Hey guys, go PaperRex win coy. Udah lama nggak nobar PaperRex guys ya.
PaperRex, they've shown that they are dominant on Icebox. They are truly talented.
Oke, sambil gua makan dulu guys, sambil nyemil dikit ya guys ya.
I think it's 80% of them. Like losing it's gonna be tough for them, Harry. I seriously think for South built, unless they make
line up-nya. Oh, Jason udah duelis lagi guys.
Maybe just be playing for a draw here.
Jason duelis cok.
South built needs to make it better than yesterday. 13-6 on your map pick, your pocket pick.
Jason duelis cok.
Weird strat you thought might work.
Aku habisin ya mak.
This time, no double sentinels. The initiator has returned, and you know what? I like it. In the hands of pro, they were probably my personal highlight, Crema. Even though Papachulo did so well on bind,
Jordan, Ade, Gulham,
the micro play, showing that you really are a top tier professional team. What pro brought to the table with the breach was the creme de la creme.
For second, ini cok, Jason first.
It's an opening, isn't it? Taken. Decimates pro there to start the round, and well, in trade, Jing.
Jing duelis juga, dua duelis guys.
Oh my! Did you know that some of these guys are pretty close to rank 1 right now? I forget who actually holds rank 1. It might be Jing, and if Forsaken, definitely up there. Look at this one way from Benkai here. Very cheeky, and it's going to be replaced by the smoke. Look at the timing on that. Not a single second of vulnerability here for Benkai as they walk into the smoke. And John's going to be waiting inside, so suddenly the numbers become a little bit more palatable to the attack of PaperRex, or rather of South built.
Saya dari Jakarta tadi sabar, gua habisin makanan dulu guys.
There is that ignition, you could say. Mind Freak does drop down, hoping to get a crossfire potentially with Forsaken here. Unfortunately, they have forgone the site.
Just made the walk. They're coming through together, and Forsaken has taken out Micro, falling down themselves. It might all come down to Jing. Oh, that's a beautiful setup on the grenade there.
Oh, low,
away right now is Papachulo. They hide behind the smoke, but was laid down by the previous defender. And PaperRex here at range. Unfortunately, the frenzy of Papachulo just isn't able to convert into a 1 versus 2. And Jing off the back of a 3K and the defuse as well will be able to deliver PaperRex.
Jason kasih duelis lagi, perih nih, perih.
Really strong way to start your tournament as well. I love that opening from Forsaken there in mid. Sheriff in hand, peeks out, quick headshot, gets out of there. And it's like South
Let's go, PaperRex!
Started with a one-man disadvantage. Nonetheless, though, having got the, I think they got the spike plant.
Nonton di mana? Nonton di Twitch.
They're gonna Wiko anyway. The Sheriff does come out on Yar because
Jason duelis lagi kan kita lihat guys ya.
But for the most part,
emang
bonus from PaperRex.
Jing bunuh 3, Jason bunuh 2 coy, oke? Udah lama nggak nonton mereka guys, gua kangen banget nontonin Valorant mereka guys. Lawan tim dari mana bang? Lawan tim dari Lexi.
Once again, it is double sentinel from PaperRex. Maybe this is just a thing for Southeast Asia. Aziz does punish Jing, and that means a little bit more potential to convert something off the back of one of these looted weapons. Aziz so low here, I'd like to see them pass this Sheriff back into the hands of someone who isn't quite so fragile. And that's where it's going to be dropped. Devai and Benkai get their man. Devai just moves out of a smoke. They're not worried for a moment, but then they just plunge themselves into the hands of Pro. A flash was there.
Oh, nice.
Easily caught, but Benkai holds strong.
Di thumbnail siapa bang? Itu PaperRex Jing guys. PaperRex Jing itu. PaperRex Jing itu yang baru. Oke, let's go. Gila coy, dibantai nih maco. Oh, bikin 10-0 yuk, 10-0 yuk. Ping diff by the way bang yuk. Iya anjir, ping diff anjir 40-50. Ini server mana anjir? Mereka 20-30 tapi masih menang loh.
But Harry, look, we've got a round 3 up out on Forsaken.
Langsung OP gak tuh?
Alright, eyes on Forsaken, ladies and gentlemen.
Siba gak pernah dimainin karena Siba lagi ini, lagi apa? Lagi istirahat. Lagi di bench dulu guys.
Timing.
What?
Yeah, is that Radiant 1, Radiant 2? It might be.
Tuh maksudnya.
Oh man.
Nah, maksudnya kenapa nge-lag gini, Cok? Ini yang servernya nge-lag kah? Oh, servernya nge-lag, Cok. Servernya kocak anjir. Kalau maluin aja anjir.
But Papachulo finds the headshot.
Oh, dua low.
With a sheriff and an operator, things have begun to get a little bit more complicated. Do they want to wait for Benkai? Nah, there's no such thing as patience, mate. Pro's so low at this moment that Benkai will be able to do this out a little bit more effectively with that Spectre. So it's better to wait for the 1 versus 2. And now Benkai has control of the high ground. And they're going to have great overwatch here on Pro. The drop down's going to make noise, but they have no suspicion
Dapat, bos.
of where the adventurous little Swede is.
Kuat gue nonton Sandy, nggak Sandy kenapa guys? Delay gitu ya, delay. Kocak ini servernya yang nge-lag guys.
Just like, oh yeah, you've got an op. No dramas.
Iya itu pihak Royal-nya yang nge-lag, coba mereka nya main nggak nge-lag.
I like how Forsaken, he even though he has that op,
Lu nonton di mana bang? Nonton di Twitch?
Puts on his back.
Tahu nih boleh apa enggak ya gua streaming ini ya? Harusnya nggak boleh sih.
With a sheriff as the one leading the charge. And just what the
cuma satu game doang, Cok.
So I really like the.
Elah 2-0 langsung 2-0 yuk.
And more importantly, we look at the
mana ya nggak tahu tuh ping aja udah jelas guys, pingnya kalah mereka tuh. Di 4 second Benkai Jing Tafai pingnya tinggi. Udah beda ping setengah loh mereka. Pingnya beda setengah loh, Cok.
Jing and Forsaken are the only ones who might be able to bring something up this round alongside Benkai to try and stop this, but they still have to actually get the ult, whereas the Rolling Thunder is already here.
Oh, Davai.
Ya, Davai
nge-wave out into mid may well be punished, but it's everyone else's gain. Pro here should be easily claimed. Yeah,
udah selesai.
That must a spike as well. Jing is taken over, baby, but Papachulo, I've seen too many Sheriff
Nice,
Francis.
Aaron, let's go.
Spray transfer. Oh my goodness.
Nice one.
4-0 guys ya, kasih tahu bro. Halo Nobu Relix, nonton di mana? Nonton di ini, Cok, nonton di Twitch.
What's worrisome for PaperRex actually is
Jason 41, Benkai 41, Jing 53.
He's gonna have that showstopper ready to use. For South Build,
Tim Div, anjay.
They all kind of individually died, so.
Halo Fernanda, apa kabar? Kita nonton dulu aja guys. Nobar.
More importantly, easy one away from the knives.
Satu di kanan atas guys, satu bisa nih di atas. High average ping. Ini di atas gua nih. High average ping sama apa tuh network problem. Makanya mereka nge-lag, Cok.
Well, we said that PaperRex had to assert themselves after a month outside of competition. 4-0 seems to be doing that pretty well, Grandma.
BO berapa bang? BO 3 deh kalau nggak salah. BO 2 deh, BO 2.
Look at this rotation from
BO2,
Look how confident they are in the info.
Karena grup. Dia grup, guys.
Look at this.
I don't think they're at all scared of giving up a site. They know that their retakes here would be pretty good with an Omen because you get that constantly refreshing smoke. Benkai here is going to take the first contact, but Forsaken's the one who hits the bullets.
Nice, Jing.
Jing there was afflicted with the gravity well.
And
so comes down the cloudburst to try and
nice, gila men. Gila men ke outplay men.
Mind freak here.
Nggak bisa masuk mereka, Cok.
Look at this paranoia. That's going to hit at least one person, maybe even 3. And
Aduh.
so when it comes to Forsaken, they bought out their Bladestorm, but they were punished for doing so. And this could be what self-built esports need. But Davai around the back can't transfer
Nice,
into another
Benkai. Jadi Benkai. Bersama Ior bang, waduh. Agak ini guys, baru belum kenalan secara resmi kita sama Bang Ior. GG men, Benkai men. Cover mereka guys, mereka pingnya tinggi tapi masih menang, Cok, gila.
That was just shown there. Every single player, it's fight, and then as each one fights, the next one swings, the next one takes the attack. We saw there that Mindfreak, when he dies, Davai, his flank comes in, good for 1. Trade is there, Benkai then comes out, and while they're focused on
Trete jalan banget ya.
angle, is able to line up the remaining.
Trete pala ya mereka ya.
I mean, sure, it was a nice little 1v2, but they were right next to each other. It was a very clean round, and well, as mentioned, those knives on AZs.
Ini defender aja pakai 2 duelist bisa begini guys, gimana nanti attacker, Cok? Lu bagian apa dari PaperRex? Gua content creator.
For someone else who might have been in a deep economic hole.
Oh ya, memang nggak di bootcamp bang, kopinya tinggi. Enggak, mereka mah di rumah mainnya guys, nggak di bootcamp. Orang beda-beda negara, Cok.
These guys have got a lot of experience together.
Aziz, apakah Aziz bisa memberikan sedikit tekanan kepada pihak PaperRex? Sebenarnya PaperRex udah 5-0 nih guys.
Spot in SCA. Benkai, no, you don't get away with walking that, surely.
Anjir, gila men.
Oh my goodness, what in the world? I'm allergic to that being walked by a sentinel. Oh, he's a duelist, man.
This is quite a nice divide there, but Davai, he'll just swing to the other side of it. He'll see this is a fake. Forsaken, he now knows the fight's coming.
Oh, they're so close to the
Bang Sandy, kasihan Bang Sandy, kenapa guys?
You can connect first. It'll be
Sandy kenapa sih?
Oh no, There's been a bait here on Jing. They see the
Kenapa
knife
Sandy,
through
guys?
the
Ada bisa
corner.
dibantu nggak Sandy?
Everything's gone wrong for Forsaken. They dash into the wall. They get themselves stunned. The Cosmic Divide fake was masterfully
Kasihan emang.
executed
Udah biarin guys,
by
udah kasihan deh.
Self-Built Esports. And now Aziz still has a couple of knives left
Ah,
to
nice
work
try.
with. They knew where Mind Freak was, but
Satu
Jar
tuker
took advantage
satu.
of that, and now
3 lawan 3 sekarang.
find themselves in an even retake. There will be fairly easy plant for Aziz. Have they been able to grab the
Aduh.
operator? Divide while their resin gets taken down by that stolen weaponry.
Nice.
Now Jing.
2 lawan 1.
Themselves.
Ya, ketahuan.
They've sent a couple of bullets already into a Viper. Weaken them for a moment. Micro might not be checked right here, but Jing is quick on the adjustment, and that will be 6-0
Gila men,
easily.
terbantu ya, terbantu.
You know how when we first saw Louvre play, we were like, okay,
Gila Jason serem amat dah pakai OP, Cok.
like, I getting deja vu right now. Like, PaperRex.
Ini server mana bang? Gak tau ke servernya apa, Cok. Kayak bakal easy win sih.
I think I have a
Oh, timeout
theory,
tuh.
actually, which is we told them about our schedule in the lobby. I think they were kind of interested as to how it works. I think they now have it in their
Ini
minds
buat
that
biasa
they need to
timeout
engage
ini untuk
for the sake of the
menghentikan
schedule.
majunya lawan ya. Sekarang si PaperRex ini udah dapat ritme tempo permainan, Cok. Susah, Cok.
Yeah, it's alright. You know, you can play with your food a little bit.
Turnamen ini setahu gue turnamennya pertamanya itu grup-grup guys, grup nyari poin. Banyak-banyaknya. Ntar baru mungkin playoff di situ ya.
Minds right now.
Kayaknya hadiahnya gede nggak sih? Gue nggak tahu deh.
By the way, 16 maps since June for PaperRex, 56% win rate. Meanwhile, Icebox, Icebox, their pick. The sample size is huge. Since June, 20 separate iterations of
Katanya bisa nggak bang?
Icebox
Nggak
have
bisa.
been played, and 80% of them have been won. If you guys remember Kingsman from Group A, they were defeated 13-5 and 13-1 here twice in a row.
Benkai top frag lu guys.
We've got some lag.
Benkai serem banget Benkai.
Could you let me know if it is continuing to go, because it should have sorted itself out.
OP lagi nggak sih? Jason OP lagi ya. Jason OP. Jason main di B. Oh di mid. Jason main di mid.
Singapore server to a Hong Kong server for this match. So that could be it.
Negara apa bang? Kayaknya ini Filipin deh.
But for now though,
Filipin atau Thailand gua nggak tahu deh.
A very heavy assault from these members over on Southville.
Dia stuck A, stuck A.
They yet to populate it, and Tobias is going to move forward here to use the wall. Are they going to hold this angle? They've heard multiple iterations of gunfire. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And they'll win it. Oh, they're going to topple down. Surely not. No. Defy, you do not get away with it. You do not get away with it.
Defy!
Okay. That's illegal. Send this man to jail. Jing goes in with the blast pack, and wow, Pro just gets run down.
Wah.
Send them to jail.
Wah.
Send the paddy wagon.
Wah, dibantai, Cok.
Send the to jail as he sends
Fight
everyone else
serupan
to the
siapa, Cok?
afterlife. What was that? One peak is kind of bold to do as a sage. It works, awesome. Two is a bit greedy. What? Three
Pura-pura
is
balik terus maju lagi ngepick lagi.
Sage doesn't triple peak this.
Yeah.
No.
What on earth? And if that's how confident your sage is, Forsaken hasn't lost this up that he got around 3. Like,
Ini kayaknya easy win sih. Bukannya kita sombong, tapi emang easy win sih.
He's on it. He might as well try again.
That's a lot of gunfire this time. But they heard at least 2 last time, so will that stop the Vi? That's the question. He's relentless. A bloodhound with a smell
naga kaku.
Benkai's walking mid.
Sanguine in the air. Benkai, yeah. They aren't going to be able to meet Pro here, so it's
Wah, dapat nih guys Benkai guys.
The operator gets 1. There's the reload. The shot's going to miss. And the dash is dirty. It's straight into the wall. Jing playing down low for now, yet to reveal themselves. No utility usage, not even a sound. And Mindfreak is going to decide to join them on the site, playing from behind screens. They've seeded away Heaven because Benkai is already on a flank. Checked by Pro. Oh, it's Spike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for Spike as well.
Spike.
And they've used neural theft. Oh, they could be pinched in from multiple sides now. But I think they're just going to
camera
as well. This is so
siapa aja
smart.
PaperRex bang, gua
He's got
content
the camera there,
creator.
so he can't be flanked. And he knows he's going to be flanked for a long time beforehand.
Di juice gua nggak ada bang, cek aja Pulse.
Top. Jing is just on the other side of that flimsy cardboard. And now surely Aziz has to take the swing, and they will. Good call there, but 1 versus 3. Oh, they're surrounded on 3
Udah terlalu
sides.
panas sih.
A huge amount of duels that need to be taken here. They can't avoid the paranoia. They've got some idea where it's
Gila,
just
flashnya, Cok.
can't confirm the location of Mindfreak. 8-0.
Gila, men.
I am lost for words, Harry. South built, bear in mind, that was a fairly effective round from them. They almost had the site. They had a pretty nice setup in heaven. But every time South built
Flashnya apa sih, Cok? Gila, men.
Just see.
Jauh loh itu.
Try something else that just dismantles.
Gila, semuanya plus semua, Cok.
Loved that play behind.
Literally plus semua mereka.
Site there. The second his teamate draws attention, he's there for
Bang, bit ini berapa, Bang? Kok pas gerak hancur kok gue pakai 20.
Really good at these bait and switches. It's kind of how they pitch their retakes.
Bitrate gue berapa ya?
Try again in mid.
9.000 kalau nggak salah.
Oh, no. Well, it's only against Sheriff. It could be worse, but you know what? This is Forsaken's fun hour. you have your fun, Forsaken. Mindfreak is going to take some contact here with Jar. Smoker versus Smoker, but look at the rat from Divide. Oh, it's just so cruel.
Man.
Leave him alone.
Oh, the
PaperRex main unrated, Cok.
This was going to drop 1v2.
Aduh.
Kai loses that. Okay, for good 1v2, good double peek and an
masuk ke Cok.
Papachulo being alive is key. Some would say one of the best riflers in Southeast Asia, but they're up against some of the best players full stop in the
timing,
world, in
dia
my
kebe.
opinion. PaperRex made it to Berlin. They made it to Champions. They've played on that world stage and impressed people there. It's a very curious position, but Forsaken is already creating this. And
timing, Cok. Ketahuan, Cok. Kena bom bot.
Some danger here. Oh, that's what I smelled. It was Cordite.
This is 9-0.
Gila, men.
If we see a 9-3 for South built, this is definitely retrievable.
Yeah, Spike di B, Bang, yo nggak di timing. Oh, emang Spike di B ya? Gue nggak liat.
Not 9-3 defenders map, but you still have the foundations of a comeback.
Mereka split pushnya aneh banget dah. Hanya ditinggal Spike di belakang.
Unfortunately, I just can't help but think that PaperRex, their momentum, their confidence.
Nggak kena mental nih guys, mereka guys.
Irrefutable at this point.
Musuhnya kena mental guys.
They do have an ult advantage, which can certainly help in this round particularly. Bear in mind that the only ults available.
Kemudian dia banyak banget pas ngebling ya. Ini lumayan lah.
Will it be enough?
It's kind of confidence as well.
Let's go. Bisa yuk.
So inspiring. On the side of PaperRex, they don't have
13-0
like a
yuk.
Sky or a Sova, even though you'd rarely see one on split to figure out where presence is. Forsaken going down first is great, but what can you do in the 4 versus 5? I'm looking at Jing here. Out comes the showstopper, and it's going to miss everyone. Now they're slowed near the
nggak mati lo guys. Apaan sih kok nggak mati tuh kena shot ini? Nggak jadi guys.
Crosshair. This could be where Southport Esports turn this around. 5 versus 3, Kremer, and both the duelists. Radiant 1 and 2 are gone.
That's really nice.
Kayaknya ditinggal sama si Benkai.
It puts a lot of pressure.
Jadi Yon nggak di-upgrade lagi, Cok.
Right now has a 1 versus 4 essentially to fight for the site.
Jar can't come up here alone. No. You've got such a numbers advantage here on this side, but Benkai just moves away for a moment. They can have their take. Now we've got a 3 versus 4. We can just try and do as much damage as possible to their economy off the back of this. Heaven's been given away. And look at the 3-pronged attack that could come in.
Ini baru mulai Bang, baru mulai nih 9-0.
Map
pertama.
Use for lockdown as well.
Halo Rio, halo boleh. Forsaken ada mati itu. Main freak pakai.
Okay, just has to get out of that. Time has been earned, but
kasih aja lah, udah menang 9-0 kok.
It starts to begin.
Bisa sih. 3 lawan 4 sih.
The pinch here is going to be critical. Nano Swarm comes on out. That's going to stop Benkai from moving forward. Mindfreak has been identified.
Aduh, dapat satu lagi sih, menang sih tuh.
Wins that one out. However, they took out as easy in the process.
Nice try. It's okay. Nice try, bosku.
Finally, a first
nice
round
try.
self-built. But
halo, I'm Locks. Dark Simulator kapan Bang? Nggak tahu nih. Kapan ya?
A game that's coming out from
kapan ya? Besok kayaknya deh.
And it's finally nice to see that there's a trend.
Telur bos.
They kind of they've been being pummeled.
Pecah telur bosku.
Eventually kind of punch back. And in this case, for South built, this is really where they
really well, bro.
Try and close out the half. Look at the ult investment comparative to PaperRex's. They have the ability advantage. Sure, they don't have an op on AZ, but it shouldn't matter when you're taking kind of number of duels against it.
Emang sini boleh re-steam bang? Re-steam nggak tahu sih. Ya kalau ditegur ya gue paling ini aja. Ini gue dari Apple soalnya dari Apple Switch.
They won't take away my firepower.
Ih nge-lag nih, pingnya jelek banget cok. Sombong sih, apa sih Strange Road nggak sombong guys.
It's gonna make a Bisa execute a little bit more difficult. But while I was looking
Sing lag-nya begitu cowok pingnya. Ih anjir. Lag-nya apa sih, jelek banget dah nih Turna. Aduh, observernya gimana sih?
Of angle control. They might be able to turn this into a 9-3. That's the best they can hope for, Kremer.
It's the cursed scoreline, but in this case, it may be doable. Okay, odds stacked against him here.
Oh, they've seen Jar, and they easily just run it on down. Able to avoid the flash. Divinov Aziz is on this angle. They slide down as silently as possible. But that's easy identification of the target.
Buta dia guys, buta dia guys. Kasih dua. Bang, Forsaken orang Indo yoi.
And that's going to be another round here for self-built.
Pasti nge-lag pingnya kocak deh.
That's a really strong round.
Ya anehnya nge-lag loh guys, ping bisa nge-lag
It
kocak.
seems that actually they're not dead yet. They've gone into that. They committed a few ults,
Ping
but
bisa nge-lag gak tuh guys?
and more importantly, it gives them an kind of
Ini
even
turnamen
ult
loh.
against PaperRex.
Tolonglah, harus dibantu
Now,
nggak?
moving into
Masa
the
ping
final round
nge-lag
and a
cok?
half, PaperRex, they finally feel it in the wallet, those last 2 rounds being lost. We see that Forsaken doesn't bring out
Bukan
that
93 kah bang? Enggak. Namanya Jason tuh yang siapa bang? Forsaken.
Arsenal of both weapons and abilities.
Ini Forsaken aja, apa bottom frag cok 10-7.
Mind Freak teleports while being caught in the afterplant, or the aftershock rather, the fault line.
Banyak tuh B-nya, banyak.
We're all just seismic events. Jump peaks here from Mind Freak.
Opennya
They
kok
should
begini?
identify at least one. Out comes the smoke. When does the paranoia go? Instantly, in fact. The second teleport now into the back line. And that's an easy frag onto Aziz. Mind Freak has got themselves some lever.
Yeah.
They just run into... It's okay. I forgive you, says the vibe. Come on back. It's the last round.
Bit of a blunder, but you know, it's alright. His mum's there to give him a bit of a plaster, make sure he's okay. You know.
Oh main TikTok bos.
Mum, can you kiss my acid wounds better? Just Tom and Jerry things. Forsaken are going to control mid here with the knives. They're going to be going up against Barracuda. That's a couple of misses. And first, it's going to be a retreat. Just allow Jing to take their place.
Oke, kelihatan sama Jing ya. Jing udah kelihatan, cok.
Because of a passage of that nano swarm. Now it's ping for ping. Out comes the fault line. The concussion is given over.
Si dapat satu si Jing, cok.
Radiant 1 and Radiant 2 are down. Divide here can take a preferable swing, but it's messy on the spray. Jar makes a fool of him. And now
kenapa, cok? Davai.
Against a Viper's hit the first we've seen this half. This to me feels like 9-3, Kremer.
Looks like we'll be 9-3 unless something horrific happens here at the hands of Benkai. Few kind of fruitless spams through the smoke.
Their advantage here at least is that they got the fact.
Nice try.
Never mind.
Nice try, Ben.
I was going to talk about they didn't have
93 yuk.
Spam it for free.
Hey, ping siapa bang? PaperRex pingnya tinggi banget 60 cok. Aneh banget dah nih turnamen. Yang bawah enak banget 20-30.
PaperRex. Look how like synchronized they are. That's 1 kill between their bottom and top fragger.
Bisa. 93 yuk.
Our frags.
This is the communist approach to playing your attacking side or defender side.
Itu high average ping di pojok kanan. Itu mau observernya. Itu ini slide apa? Itu observernya yang lag tuh observernya. Sebenarnya gue rasa nggak nge-lag itu mereka. Mereka nggak nge-lag itu memang observernya nge-lag. Observernya itu yang nge-lag cok. Ini observer yang ngeliatin mereka nih. Observernya yang nge-lag itu. Kalau mereka mah mungkin mainnya nggak se-nge-lag ini, main biasa normal. Cuman kayak kurang aja respon time ya.
Forsaken wants to control mid. They're going to be going up against Aziz to do it.
Nah, nggak akan kalah kok. Mau ping tinggi juga masih bisa menang ini.
A swing here from Papachulo until a lot more space is claimed would be untenable, and Aziz is forced to give up ropes. So Forsaken's going to be able to claim all this area for free. Will they be loud in dropping down? No, they're actually going to be quiet here. And pre-aiming where Aziz may try and make a re-entry. Elsewhere, presence is spreading. It's going to be Jing
internet cepet-cepet no. Ini nge-lag observer sama pemilihan server dari bot berantemnya ini loh. Buat gelutnya ini servernya kok payah nih. Milih servernya yang nge-lag. Biar adil kali ya dari Singapura, Thailand gitu. Pinoy.
By Micro and Pro, but for now PaperRex are allowing for the paranoia to foment. Make them wonder, and make them know that Forsaken is here. Will it be reacted to, though? Because at the moment, it's actually amassing a forces outside of garage. It's such a good fake that I have a mini-map and I didn't see.
Oh, the right. Scored out there. There's the opening, Harry. There needs to be a trade soon.
Oh my goodness, as he's coming alive, and Jar with a frenzy in hand seems unstoppable at this moment. Can Mind Freak rise?
Nice try.
No, when faced with the 4K.
Langsung juga Singapura servernya ya sih. Kena VJS itu apa bang? Kena V yang ini, kena V yang apa sih yang night ini? Ini nggak bagus bro, This is not good bos ya. This is not good. Udah 9 sama aja bisa comeback nih bro.
Looking like it's absolutely happening. AZ, he's found that
Kurs apakah nyata kurang ajar.
he is now exploiting. You see the camera as well get played.
Beda server ini kayaknya Pinoy deh. Filipin cok. Filipin tau gue. Cuman emang susah guys.
A bold claim, Kramer.
Bukan liat nge-lag tuh.
Maybe not an incorrect one.
Delay anjir nih ya.
Oh,
kita observernya cok.
That's all that's needed. And Forsaken's going to be the first victim of that.
Hypingnya cok.
They're happy to just back off until they can find a more preferable
Apa
fight.
sih gitu mainnya cok?
On the side of Self-Built Esports, when damage is taken, it's permanent.
Yeah, so like aggression in mid, spearheaded by Devi. They're gonna slowly but methodically make their way through mid, trying to catch up.
Boleh lihat ya. Kalau misalnya ini masih nge-lag ya. Pakai emang yang nge-lag PaperRex doang kan kelihatan nih.
Oh, they might be able to.
Kalau pas lagi di SBE nge-lag nggak ya coba ya?
The alarm bot here. I'm not sure if I like how concentrated the alarm bot on turret utility is. Oh, that's a miss from Pinko's camera. Camera accuracy 0%.
Sorry, in 10 seconds I'll have another crack at it. As bear in mind, time is running down as well. They don't have that luxury. 35 seconds left.
Wah, ini mau telot window siap Pratiwi. Silakan. Oke, kita lihat Bung. Mereka nahan di mid ya.
Alright, Papachulo. They're being tested now. Benkai was afflicted with the vulnerable. They were given the concussion as well. Papachulo! Hello, my friend. Needing to swap over to the
Nice try.
eventually lose their life.
It's okay. Bonus round.
You can watch from the afterlife because your boys got this. Okay.
Ini beneran nge-lag gak? Kayaknya nggak. Tuh kan, kalau mereka kan nge-lag ya.
Outline from Pro rather than do it off the turret contact. Very nice.
Oh, coba kita liatin guys ya. SBE, kalau misalnya dia nembak nge-lag nggak? Kalau misalnya yang nembak nge-lag kayak PaperRex doang sih parah sih. Coba guys. Saya nggak berani. Mulai pingnya aja guys, pingnya lah tuh pingnya. 50, 40, 60, Davai 60. Yang kecil si Jing 41.
Right now, this is about as good as it gets.
Parah sih ini turnamen sih cok, yang lagi ini sih.
Their bonus. They now get to enjoy this round with Vandals up on AZ. And once again, PaperRex doing the same old, which is just a push up mid, see if they can catch out.
Main follow nggak bang hari ini kayak enggak deh.
They are going to be playing at a disadvantage.
Where's the hotline here
from Pro is the question. And will we see the gravity well? The first nano swarm comes out. What about the second one? They've actually doubled up on their zoning utility here. Not sure how much of a fan I am of that. Forsaken wins out.
Jason.
Having caught a body shot in the process. And now Jing, it's down to them to try and make the entry potentially, but there's no blast packs in the tank. A couple tic-tacs here from Mind Freak outside.
Okay, dapat yuk 10.
Micro means that A seems a lot more powerful right now. Aziz is going to be meeting.
Dapat po. Rata po.
Vandal Kremer, and it's in the grave.
The bonus are not going the way of South Built right now. PaperRex.
Okay, plan for ini. Open plan.
Horrifically wrong. Over in mid.
Nice, Jason.
Quick little clean up crew. Leaves it all onto Pro.
Okay, Jason, let's go. Bang, ikut turnamennya, gue mah nonton doang, guys.
Best case scenario would be just finding
the last one. Apakah akan flawless?
Unfortunately,
flawless. Okay, Davai dapat nih.
Jing and Forsaken. They're sitting on it like a goose on an egg. And Devi here. Oh, they're going hunting. A phantom in hand.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy upgrade. Thanks, mate. Off we go. Pro's happy with that. Taking it home. Forsaken, though, on the hunt. Do they have a sense of this? Pro is looking to bring out some utility.
Nice.
With it in
the jadi upgrade.
You're using your arms for that. You ain't using your arms for shooting, son.
Let's go. 10-5 yo. 5 masa bisa masa comeback 5, cok.
here's the thing.
Masa comeback, guys.
With that being a shutdown of the anti-eco, now
Jason langsung top frag anjing bunuh 3.
They've had a break in tempo. They need to get straight back on it instantly. If they don't, then we're going to see PaperRex just close it out because of how high their round count is after the first half anyway.
Let's go, bos Q.
Masa
Rio course permanen ya guys ya? Enggak aja. Ini udah ini sebenarnya menang sih. Kalau kalah nih ada masalah ping sih fix nih.
Oh, Aziz walks that, but Mindfreak's
gila,
already ahead of the
Mindfreak
curve with that early shadow step.
Nice.
Mindfreak just rolls.
Lu kan nge-lag kan, lihat gak sih nge-lag gak sih?
And that was a rifle.
Pas yang kita observe versi orang PaperRex tuh nge-lag, cok.
3 rifles gone, 4 rifles gone, 5 rifles gone.
Gila lo. Ya nggak sih berasa tembakannya nge-lag, tapi kalau coba SBE, nge-lag gak SBE? Nge-lagnya begitu beneran mereka main begitu sih kesel sih mereka.
About that, yeah. that's kind of gone. For South Built, they've just got to go to an eco. They've got to forego match point just so they can allow PaperRex to meet them with a full buy. And that's going to leave a sour taste in your mouth. Unfortunately, when you lose a half 9-3,
let's go.
That's where you just can't make.
Emang lag observernya doang, tapi kocak anjir. Lu bayangin gak sih lu turnamen? Observernya nge-lag, cok. Yang nonton kan kasihan nih kayak gini nih kita nih. Kita menganggapnya mereka yang nge-lag, guys.
Oh, Micro's already taken a little bit of damage. They couldn't really afford that. They do avoid. Oh no, they don't avoid the boom bot. They know exactly where Micro is. They've only got a frenzy. Holding a tight angle with that. By no means.
Coba di One Esport, emang One Esport mah beda kali ya? Bukan. Ini Impulse beda turnamen.
Send up the clouds first. Then just back
beda
off for
aja.
a moment. All 5 members are here. It's not impossible for Aziz. That's a good start taking down Benkai, but with 10 HP remaining. Any bullet will do.
Nice. That's a clean bullet, Harry.
It is indeed. Can Aziz
with
their one updraft try and retake heaven here is the question. Or will they decide to go through screens?
If they
use the updraft, it will reveal their point a bit more. Jing takes the entry. Oh, those are misses from Aziz. They need to hit
let's go.
They simply can't. However, with the looted rifles. Okay.
Jason nih, bos.
Never mind. Forsaken gets 4.
I don't think Forsaken meant to get that second kill.
Boleh Jason ya.
He was shooting the first, just as the second sung.
4 kill, cok. 4K, let's go yo. Map 2 langsung yo. Anjir setengah jam. Kita main paling sejam setengah udah kelar nih. Jason nih bos, jangan dilawan bos.
Heaven and earth to reach its target.
Exactly. For PaperRex, this is their map point. They've got a ult advantage, that being the teleport from Mindfreak, which is really something you need to watch out for. Unfortunately, he may end up pressured quite a bit by AZ, who's brought out the first op of the defenders.
Bisa yuk. Kasih 5 doang yuk, udah.
Well, they want to control mid, but PaperRex aren't interested. Look at this from Mindfreak. Already they're going to be split upon though by Pro. It's a great timing from Pro. That's an easy
udah ketahuan di mana.
And an easy hostage rifle as well.
Nice, tapi masuk cok. Gara-gara mereka fokus sama Minecraft ya masuk.
A good little fulcrum from which to exert
pressure. Jadi masuk cok.
But the spike is making its way.
Lockdown's ready.
Over. Off screens. That's gonna.
Pasti SBE ngira PRS ngecit cok.
That's gonna limit their options to disengage here. Forsaken's moved on up. Can they take down the lockdown in time? The answer is no, because Pro gets them from behind, and now everyone has to scatter away. The momentum of this attack has fallen apart.
Plan dulu nggak sih?
At least managed to keep the rifle in hand. Not detained just yet, but they've learned the secrets of the operator. Aziz grabs one. They know where Jing is, and for now, they don't have to peek into these. They believe they have this team contained. Devi is going to plant, and this confirms now that they're going to need to move on to A. In comes the Rolling Thunder. It won't bring anyone into Aziz's POV, but for now they're too worried about the potential attack in heaven. Jing comes through.
Oh no, it's okay. Dengeran suara ultinya bang. Oh iya, ya kedengeran emang. Itu dia udah makanya di si Aaron tuh ulti ke situ udah kebaca. Tapi nggak dapat momen aja sih musuhnya.
But he'll still be able to invest nonetheless. A Forsaken, he must be ecstatic. He must be shaking with excitement. He finally gets his op duel, Harry.
Hanya dikasih OP nggak tuh Forsaken?
Finally, after all these years, a worthy opponent. I've been waiting.
So nama lu jago mana bang? Jago Jason lah, kocak nanya gua lagi. Gua mah ampas guys, gua cuman butiran jerami tuh nggak? Butiran jerami kecil yang di rumah kalian.
Has been, and he's gonna get the duel straight off the bat as well. AZ's,
and
he stop him. Let's see.
Fate has dictated it. That's a concussion. It's not fair, but it works out. And self-built esports don't have the liberty of playing fair right now.
Ada revive.
And we talked about, well, I talked about Pro being my MVP for buying. I ain't going to put words in your mouth, Kren, but stuff like that is exactly why.
What's an opening from, from South Build? They expend the heal, so, you know, he gets another crack at it. And I think for Forsaken, he's going to get off. That's not fair. You play dirty.
Paranoia misses Pro. They might have isolated Jing here. We're able to make it work. Forsaken takes the steps with the operator. And down goes Pro. The Pro's already done their job. The resurrection has been spent. Remember, this is match point still for PaperRex. Any win will do. And so PaperRex, we're all about this take. Coming in with the Blaze Storm here. Forsaken wants to be a little bit more of an active combatant. What can Micro do? They take up Mind Freak themselves. Jar's caught on the other side of a slow orb. And so out comes the operator. It's a little bit of a miss, but the knives are slightly faster. Devi has fallen. Aziz is up top. Forsaken here. With a spike in hand, they have limited options in this 2 versus 2. When the Cloudburst drops, they are going to be identified. They sprint across. They make their jump. It's a couple of knives out.
Apa sih itu nge-lag gitu sih?
Shot from the operator. It's just too good. Benkai can't do it alone against Aziz and Papachulo.
Nge-lag itu apa sih? Itu nge-lag dari Jason apa dari observer sih anjir?
Forsaken, I think he dashed a little bit too far there. I think the plan was bait out the shot, swing to your right, and then kill him with the knives. Instead, he kind of disappears into a doorway because he's gone too far, and it gives the chance for AZ to just readjust and then just rehold the angle. This time without a dash, without the smokes which he used to get the mid.
Dari abang, bukan dari gua lah, kocak. Ini kan nonton orang, guys.
So really,
kalau dari player sih rugi parah sih anjir itu.
And now we're going to see another perfect bit of positioning from AZ. It's like every site he goes to just happens to be the one at PaperRex attack, because the charge led by Jing gives a very fast step in control.
A speed on Jing here, but they're by no means subtle when it comes to their positioning. Aziz is forced to back off of this angle, but this has given up more space over here to Forsaken. For Shorty inside the Cloudburst right now can do plenty of damage. When it drops, still will be faster. Forsaken is on the draw, but Jar is on the refrag. Devi.
Nice try, yuk. 3 lawan 3 yuk. Aduh.
Sides here, but they take a solo goal, and Jing takes one as well. They just keep offering up 1v1s to Jar. He's like, yeah, give them to me. Papachulo now from this catwalk. Mind Freaks all alone. They don't have a spike in hand. They take the
nice try,
Doesn't give those up easily. And that was 12 to 8, baby.
Harry, we've got again in our hands the upside
bagus nih guys ya.
as well. Means that we're going to be seeing a very emboldened
apa ini boy?
who now think
ada apa ini boy? Ini nggak bagus boy. Satu lagi yuk, jangan nge-throw yuk. Yuk bisa yuk, satu lagi yuk, Jing yuk, yang lain yuk. Saving.
They seem to have found themselves in a
Jason pakai Guardian yakin nih.
Guardian on Forsaken comes out to sort of show it safe. It's not a full buy.
Satu lagi yuk, bisa yuk.
1.5k, so they can
Jangan bu.
next round where their true investment will be.
Oh, Kremer. Another group, another legion of fans discovering, oh my goodness.
Yes, bro, bro.
The beauty of Forsaken catching Aziz midway through a dash. That's about as good a reflex as you could ask for, and Pro down as well. Remember, every single round is must win for South Belt Esports. There are no
4 lawan 3 bisa yuk.
And no resurrections either. Now comes the neural theft, and that will reveal the location of a probing Jar.
Oh, I love the silence. The Killjoy. So much pressure on his shoulders.
Papachulo needs to win this, but they can't. Forsaken
menang guys.
removes all
Oke,
potential
13-8 ya.
veracity of those claims. And so Jar once more will be held to account. I want A site. Will you give it to me? Jar gets 1. They go up against Benkai here. Can they transfer the spray? It comes down to a 1 versus 1 because of the heroism of Jar. And Micro's been forced to leave the pit. The pit is still active. It's just a little bit of a UI bug. They've got the spike up here, but do they know that?
It's going to be so tough. Bear in mind that look how far back it's being played by Micro. He's hoping to maybe shoot the player in the back as he leaves Heaven. But here's the reaggression. The timing could be perfect, Harry.
Oh, the timing was good, but Forsaken was better. With 6 HP remaining, the Radiant has found their way to victory, and PaperRex start of their group stage strong.
I would argue
Gak ngetro bang, Mucus juga enak ya, makanya itu posisinya enak. Ya itu mereka tadi ngeliat satu posisi doang, cok. 6 jantung. Kamu GG gak kayak Jason bang, waduh. Gak anjir kocak gila, Jason bro. Upper layer 26-14 coy ya, jadi duelis guys ya. Paling abis ini kayaknya nggak mungkin dualis lagi sih. Dualisnya kayak cuma satu deh. Untuk satu map lagi guys ya, terus kita udahan bro. Cuma 2 map ya hari ini guys ya. Tapi udah pasti kayak 2-0 deh guys ya nggak sih? Menurut kalian 2-0 atau 1-0 guys? Atau 2 atau sama?
I'll be the bad cop. The data says
2-0 lah ya, 2-0 nggak sih? 2-0 nggak sih guys? Bisa Ibrahim gigimu ketika Sandy menang di leg Azino anjay. Besok langsung lagi bang, lihat dia besok ya. Halo bang, halo Dapa, apa kabar? Thank you for coming. Rex, let's go PaperRex, tunjukkan skillmu PaperRex ya. Satu map lagi kalau nggak salah split deh, kalau nggak salah Icebox apa tadi ya? Dua Indo top freak bang, yoi bang Aaron lagi panas juga nih bang. Lagu-lagu. Ya, ini WhatsApp cok, aduh. Hampir kebuka yang lain adik-adik ya, kita buka Sandy ya. Lagi apa? Lagi apa?
Dia bidang file. I was done. Fill me up, be a sound. Have 7 sound, fill me down. 7 sound, 7 sound, 7 sound. 7 sound, 7 sound, 7 sound. Ayo bang, adik-adik semuanya. Bilang apa? Week.
Nightbot ya Allah, temen gue begini ya.
Rambut gue batang banget sumpah, masih datang lagi rambut gue.
Nah ini kali, kita kirim voice chat kali ke Sandy ya. Ke Sandy ya. Kita kasih voice chat guys ya, Sandy.
GG gaming gak adik-adik?
Istighfar, Sen, istighfar. Dan mamamu masih sayang sama kamu.
Enggak juga anjir. Kan cuma nyanyi doang loh. Aduh. Kenapa Mahezin? Kenapa Mahezin bukti? Aduh, tobat. Oke teman-teman, kita tobat lagi teman-teman. Lagu dari Mahezin. Udah, tobat sesinya udah kelar. Tobat mulu.
Suaranya berat banget anjir. Kayak kerongkongan tau gak lo? Kerongkongan selokan ini tau gak lo?
Ya Nabi salam alaika.
Suaranya gitu, korigor cok. Oi, mari, gitu dobat sudah ada.
Nah ini.
Copyright. Berando sambil nunggu, belum mulai ya. Sorry bro ya, gue skip ya bro.
Level tinggi kayaknya GG juga guys.
Kenapa nih cok?
Experience lele level tinggi guys. Oke, kayaknya gue udah mulai pede.
Apa anjir, gede banget cok.
Mencari dia sekarang guys. Aduh, nggak kena anjay di slebeo.
Apa guys?
Aduh, nyangkut bos. Kayaknya gue udah pede deh guys buat membunuh ini guys. Membunuh Arab Palma.
Onyx G
Pede
versus
nggak sih?
Boom bang.
Yuk kelarin ya. Habis itu
Liga
Great White
game.
Shark absen lagi ada nih.
Iya ada guys.
Juga
Ada guys. Boleh bentar ya nonton bentar guys ya.
hingga membuat Onyx G mendapatkan pistol round.
Lumayan guys, lumayan. Boom lawan Onyx guys. Wih gila ini final ya? Oh final ya guys ya?
Iya. Dia flash-flashannya
Gua tahu itu yang flash yang siapa dulu
enggak,
ya?
yang flash yang si NC Slasher duluan.
Oh, SSR duluan. Berarti tadi yang kedua
6,
flash
Cok.
Jeder.
Oh udah dibalas bang.
Apa yang
Hah?
pertama flash
Apa tuh?
Jeder,
Yang kedua
NC
yang
Slasher.
defender, yang kedua
Oh,
yang
yang kedua
defender.
NC Slasher.
Gila liat.
Yang kedua
Kayak
yang
botol. Ini Boom yang sekarang ini kuat banget sih guys.
Iya.
Ya begitu dah.
Boom yang sekarang kuat banget parah anjir.
Ya, berarti yang kedua NC Slasher ya.
Iya.
Tadi udah nice flash.
Onyx juga parah sih, Onyx juga kuat parah sih gara-gara ada si lem memornya anjir.
Oke.
Hadoken.
Sekarang
Aduh.
mereka masih di drop, bakal coba ngeblend karena double door. Tapi Blaze dia jalan pelan kena drone. Swing. Tapi dibuka pintunya metal door-nya dan bye-bye Blaze. Shiro melakukan run and gun-nya. Dan
Oh, monyet
dia
slow.
lewatin untuk Blaze, tapi
Nice,
Severin
Severin.
tapping santai, tapi
Ini meta
tenangnya.
lagi tuh.
Dapat satu kill lagi, masih ada cage trigger yang dibuka. Coba ditembusin menggunakan klasik, tapi dia nge-swing duluan dan ternyata
Wow,
ada
nice
shot
bersak.
yang dapat
Waduh, mati
kill
tapi
ke arah
mas.
Severin.
Ini.
Terlalu
Takel.
berani dari Severin. Dan malah ada senjata yang drop sementara ke Cosmo
Ya,
sudah mulai
ketahuan.
perlahan masuk, ada blinded yang artinya
Hero.
ketahuan dan
Ya.
Shiro langsung merespon dengan
Nice
baik.
try, nice try. Bonus
Sementara
run itu bonus run.
Onyx Hadoken menggunakan Ares.
Aku masuk stream. Respect forku.
Respect forku.
Guys, gue kencing dulu bentar guys ya. Boleh nggak gue kencing dulu guys? Gue kencing dulu guys ya.
Halo. Alah siap boy.
Gue masih nggak bisa tuh pakai Spectre yang kayak gitu.
Teret gitu ya.
Iya.
Teret. Boy
Bisa,
pengen
Boy.
nge-spray baik ya.
Kalau abis kena yang pertama pasti keduanya nggak kena. Bisa orang stay gitu ya tangannya ya. Percaya. Wih, diadu. Adu mekanik serigala, tapi ada flash juga. Masih ada trapwire. Apakah bakal di swing? Ternyata Berserk yang mendapatkan Onyx NC Slasher terlebih dahulu dan Berserk langsung nge-dash. Meskipun sudah sangat-sangat low, ada trapwire. Coba di tapping menggunakan Sheriff dari Severin. Belum bisa mendapatkan siapapun. Dan Onyx tumbang satu. Masih ada Shock Dart kill, ternyata nggak ada Berserk. Dan Onyx coba untuk melakukan retake kali ini.
Yap. 4 lawan 4 dan bakal flash jeder juga darahnya udah low banget. Ketahuan dua pemain di arah broken wall-nya. Tapi ada yang melakukan flanking dari Onyx monyet. Ada trapwire. Itu bisa dilompatin pakai tahan spasi dari atas.
Hadoken lo Mimor iya ganti nick doang.
Ini bisa
Gak
deh.
kayaknya dah.
Tapi kedengaran bunyinya.
Iya.
Anjir Frostman juga serem nih.
Langsung masuk dan monyet harus gila. Tapi Hadoken dapat satu begitu juga dengan
Hadoken.
Zero. Ada blast spray dapat.
Wow, gila.
Langsung
Dustin.
menyelamatkan Bumi Sport sehingga mereka mendapatkan angka lagi menjadi 7-8.
Burik ya?
Tapi itu adalah bonus round dari Onyx dan Bumi Sport sisa satu
Oke.
pemain, Mal.
Gila main seru juga nih kayak yang ini kayak Onyx Boom nih.
Mahal
Nah,
banget.
gue Mobile Legends cancel kali ya.
Dan sekarang 3.000-an duitnya dari Bumi Sport, tentunya tidak cukup untuk membeli paketan lengkap.
Gila sakit banget tuh, Cok.
Full armor dan juga rival. Tapi
Gila tuh kalau nggak headshot mah mati tuh dia.
River paling enak ya.
Iya, Ibroy.
Tim River
Best Vandal.
Mimor bajunya kuning-kuning ngakak banget anjir.
sama Elder Dragon.
Jago tapi dia anjir sini Hagai. Jago banget anjir. Gua nggak tahu kenapa ya dia kalau dia di tahun ini kayak makin improve banget headshotnya gila. Dia one tap-nya gila anjir.
Operator dari
Dia kalau misalnya masuk tim luar mungkin bakal bisa lebih maju sih maksudnya. Mungkin bisa lebih dapat spot di luar sih.
Fun fact apa gitu.
Harusnya ya bisa ya. Sosial Mimor.
Operator. Saya juga bisa lihat, maaf.
Operator nih. Ini jadi ancaman baru nih, bisa nggak ada? Udah crossing tuh, udah yang crossing. Monyet gagal.
Anjir kena.
Dan ada Rico di belakangnya masih bisa dihancurin tapi dash mundur. Di pick lagi dong.
Wow.
Monyet dan Flip mendapatkan free kill-nya di sana. Onyx, oke, ada keding lagi 1-2-4 itu pasti. Ada Guardian kill juga tapi ternyata ada neural tap dibuka. Terlihat sisa pemain dari Onyx G. Tapi ada Recon, gak dihancur-hancurin. Agak lama tadi ngancurin dan Flip masih bisa dapat satu kill. Masih ada satu burung juga tapi bermain dekat. Severin dapat satu kill. Udah ketahuan lastnya. Ada di mana? Frostman udah sama-sama lihat dan Severin nungguin tapi dia bakal coba dimajuin sama orang satunya lagi yaitu Telo.
Nggak bisa, Cok.
Bakal coba di double pick satu kill dan
Wow. Clutch lagi guys.
Chill Frankie.
remake.
Oh my god, ada operator yang bisa di-secure juga oleh Ucil Franky. Ya, buset.
Gila, Severin, Cok.
Boy. Hampir kena timing tadi.
Terus juga Indo-Indo ini ya. Oh, Jaya-Jaya sih ini ya.
Iya.
Apa Jaya-Jaya nih?
Tadi kan dia udah ketahuan, sama-sama udah tahu.
Terlalu gila sih Onyx.
Apa Jaya-Jaya guys ini guys, namanya guys.
Langsung nge-pick lagi, Bray.
Teh Lotop kayaknya nge-whiff tadi ya.
Enggak terlalu.
Pas di sini nih.
Enggak,
Oh, belum
Brosman
main
harusnya
web
bisa
pula.
dapat sih. Nge-whiff Brosman nih.
Ready dipalain. Tuh.
Wah,
Piket tuh tadi anjir.
nembaknya nggak bareng ya.
Iya.
Nembaknya nggak bareng. Ini apa nih Pak?
Gila Hadoken 14-13, Cok. Botol panas.
Mulai ada pergerakan.
Bersek belum panas nih, bersek, Cok. Mulung kapan Bang yang mulung nanti ya?
Mid operator
Itu
kill
dia.
dari monyet.
Hampir dia kena Trailblazer.
Botol harus tumbang. Tapi masih ada satu pemain di kirinya
Di kiri.
Blackstorm. Dan
Nah.
itu dia.
Wah, bersek whiff.
Oh no, Berserk.
Berserk itu bisa jadi free kill tadi untuk Berserk. But Blast Predator double dingnya di delete langsung dari Shiro. Mendapatkan sebuah Spectre. Dan langsung mundur cabut dari Blast Predator, kasih presence dulu, buka pintunya. Nah, ditutup lagi sama Hadoken, dibuka lagi nih. Hamluy, ditutup lagi nih. Planting di wobeng nggak tuh?
Kalau diri padahal tahu.
Dapat guys.
Dia berhasil dapetin Hadoken.
Di Tasin dapat lagi, Cok. Ini dudonya Indo guys, ini dudonya Indo.
Ada Seekers, ada Older juga, ubur-ubur lawan burung hantu. Jancurin dulu ubur-uburnya. Akan langsung mundur, dibuka dulu kali last player standing menyisakan Blast Predator seorang diri. Dia akan dihantam oleh 3 pemain sekaligus, tapi dia udah kena attack wallbang sedikit dari Blast Predator. Dan udah ketemu sama begitu.
Gila Dasin panas banget tuh anjir.
Itu sakit, begitu tajam, tapi memang sayangnya spike-nya sudah berhasil di-defuse dan bakal
Gila Dasin serem sih Dasin sih.
lagi menjadi triple kill.
Pakai ini doang lo, pakai klasik sama ini doang lo hanya dapat kill mulu.
Mau Bray. Enak banget ini nontonnya.
Iya, Bray, mantep banget ya.
Crispy bread. Ah, ini nih. Berserk sayang
Berserk
banget.
si free
Ini
kill
sumpah dia udah ketutupan scope.
Edi.
Nice kill juga sih dari monyet. Dia ngeri scope-nya.
Gila peres banget,
cepet
Cok.
banget. Langsung bisa dapetin Berserk. Dan oke, 7-10 Onyx memimpin.
Esra, ayo bisa. Bani, bangun Bani.
Gila.
Eyor serem nggak Bang? Eyor serem juga lah anjir.
Aim-nya udah.
Tapi kayaknya sekarang lebih serem sih, booming sekarang lebih serem sih.
Maaf boy, tim tier 1 nih bos.
Hyper speed lagi.
Amnya tuh si Jing ya Bang, yoi.
Shiro dapat
Tapi
timing.
Shiro dapat timing.
Shiro dapat timing.
Dia nggak ketahuan. Tapi gimana caranya dia
Sama amat dah.
jagain
Game
sih.
duanya.
Cuman,
Ya, dapat timing dong.
Ini saya maksud dapat
Spike
satu.
carrier.
Cabut, udah cabut, gua cabut. Buset, dia berani banget recon di situ ya. Kena flash ya kan, cabut. Aku
Ya, kenapa nggak dicek?
buka pintunya Ben.
Sayang sekali.
Ini gue katanya gitu. Buset, kalau bikin kaget kata apa sih gitu.
Ngomong atuh.
Ngomong atuh, sabar ini gue bantu. Shiro dapat lagi satu.
Oh, Shiro dapat lagi, Cok. What?
Phantomnya drop. Oh my gosh. Shiro dan bahkan lu lihat flick dari Onyx Monyet.
Menang Onyx sih guys, menang Onyx ini.
Buat Bumi Sports menyisakan 2 pemain saja, yaitu Berserk dan juga Blast Predator. Double B is here everybody.
Tapi tadi itu sih, bukannya ditutup teman sendiri sih, Yong. Itu ditutup lagi. Supaya ngecoh si Bom itu bilang, wah si ini udah cabut nih keluar nih si sofanya. Ya nggak sih?
Tapi mau ngancurin Trapwire, ada Onyx Monyet. Oh, Berserk berhasil membalas 2 kill. Cuma masih ada 3 pemain yang harus Blast lagi Berserk bersihkan. Di belakang Muna nggak kelihatan. Masih bisa memainkan timingnya, ambil spike. Dia akan coba untuk melakukan play tapi kelihatan nggak? Oke, di fake dulu plannya. I am the hunter langsung keluar. Oke, dia udah tahu di mana satu pemain ini tapi nggak kena. Dia masih bisa ngeplan, langsung tailwind mundur. Hunter Fury-nya nggak kena, tapi udah ketahuan sekarang di mana posisi Berserk berada. 1 lawan 3. Don't tell me Berserk gonna got this. Berserk,
wallbang.
Berserk. Don't tell me dia akan ace clutch.
Aduh.
Tahan semuanya oleh NC Slasher.
Aduh gila, S-Clutch men.
Wallbangnya aneh banget.
Itu hampir loh Bray, S-Clutch.
1v5.
Sama Pekanbaru Rio Bang. Halo Pekanbaru, respect Pekanbaru.
Gila men itu men.
Di luar sana setanah air.
Tadi hampir banget.
Replay.
Mulai lama amat, Cok.
Banget dah.
Lama amat dah mulainya.
Nah, di sini
Shiro
nih.
dapat 2.
Satu lagi flip.
Hampir itu.
Ini
Kalau dapat sih kayak Geba sih. Apa? Edge class anjir.
Nobar search dapat 2. Nih wallbangnya. Terus kanan. Itu kalau dia nggak lo beda cerita kayaknya dah.
Itu. Tapi kalau nggak kena recon sih itu aman sih.
Tadi tembakannya. Badan.
Jadi enak kayaknya pakai sovereign.
Kalau nama sini bang, iya soalnya ini sama-sama kuat. PaperRex tuh kuat sebelah.
Time out. Langsung diambil oleh Bumi Sports karena Onyx udah nyentuh angka 11. Sementara di second half ini kayak Bumi Sports belum menunjukkan performa terbaiknya.
Benar.
Di second half.
Yo Bang Ki.
Kejar-kejarannya
Yo
udah
bersek.
selesai.
Tapi apa ya menurut gua perbedaan antara match yang udah high level banget kayak gini adalah kayak satu kesalahan aja tuh yang kecil
Guys,
bisa terpanis.
emang kemarin Boom Esport itu suren guys.
Nge-wave apa segala.
Iya nggak sih?
Itu yang ada
Boom
yang
Esport tadi suren ya kemarin ya?
kepanis.
Lo cek katanya suren ya dia?
Iya bener-bener lu nggak boleh
Itu beneran terjadi tuh.
kecil apapun di match kayak gini. Karena lu harus mengekspektasi
Kepencet suren kemarin Boom.
besar dari musuh
Ini kocak.
dari keduanya. Dan sekarang mereka harus bermain half buy di ronde 11-nya Onyx. Masih monyet dengan operatornya.
Pencet suren anjir.
Kalau misalkan Onyx kalah di sini,
Rematch lagi lah, kocak. Emang rematch lagi? Gua kira.
Udah nggak terlalu oke.
Itemnya boleh juga, tapi Hadouken langsung Spek. Oh, udah ada yang keluar, masih terbutakan oleh cinta dari Hadouken. Dan akan langsung terusir sekarang. Ada Hunter's Fury keluar, langsung datang dari Blast Predator mencari siapapun yang bisa dia cari, tapi belum menemukan siapapun. 4 melawan 5 sekarang. Ada Viper Speed juga. Ini
Dapat satu yuk.
Tapi saya Flipseder harus hilang tangan si Slasher. Coba untuk melakukan wallbang terlebih dahulu. Dan ada Bloodstorm dari Onyx.
Kasih si Onyx nih. Monyet harus ganti senjata, Bro.
Nah, itu dia Bloodstorm sudah diaktifkan.
Oke, ada ulti dari Monyet, kita lagi sepakatnya bisa seperti Berserk ya.
Ini karena satu pemain dari Berserk sudah sangat low dan bahkan sudah hilang juga dari Telotop. Berserk sama
Nice.
satu. Kita
Nice.
dengan 2 kill-nya, tapi masih ada si Slasher. Dan bahkan ada si Slasher. Sekali lagi dia menyelamatkan Onyx G di situasi-situasi yang sangat genting.
10
Onyx G.
HP. 10 HP itu 1v4 atau 1v3.
Oh my god.
Pusing.
Si Slasher selalu menyelamatkan.
Oh, donasi lu nyangkut di Brando kagak? Kagak anjir, gua enggak pernah live di Brando.
From America. Lihat tuh, satu-satu.
Nah, 1, 2, 3, 4, bro.
Gua enggak pernah donasi, gua enggak pernah masang sawernya di Brando, guys.
From this map.
Dan sekarang ada Odin.
Bang, nyangkut di Brando. Emang nyangkut Brando apa sih?
Sama dari Hadouken.
Odin Kurega Kira.
Hah?
Apa sih?
Apa Kirigakure?
Kiriga Kure. Kau udah tahu maksud itu?
Nah itu kita tahu Kirigakure.
Tang. Dibalas.
Dibalas borong. Karena
Kenapa anjir?
Ada ubur-ubur juga. Reconnya nggak ada, tapi masih.
Gua nggak pernah live di dia anjir.
Berserk yang berhasil dapetin kill-nya karena Onyx Monyet sekarang. 3 melawan 4, Shiro. Tapi sayangnya sang penyelamat sudah menghilang.
Coba penasaran gue.
Sudah bertemu sekarang di arah mid.
Nice kesempatan gue nih.
Dan siapa yang memenangkan duel ini? Efrin masih lamlui, tapi langsung ada Tehlotop yang nge-backup Blast Predator. Dan Odin sama
Mana, Cok?
Guys.
maka akan membuahkan hasil.
Ketemu.
Sementara
guys, ya.
Hero sudah mendengar step dari Blast Predator di arah mid dan langsung dipotong begitu saja.
Ada Bang Rio, Bang Sandy, Bang Rijat, Bang Eka.
Ini akan jadi exit track aja untuk OG.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Samanya.
Bang Eka.
Dapat satu garbanya Berserk saya dapat.
Aduh, siap-siap lah, gue kencangkan sabuk pengaman. Apa? Kecil buka donasi menyerang nih guys. Apa guys, teman gue yang lagi live guys? Adakah? Aduh, bocil buka donasi menyerang nih guys, langsung guys. Langsung bocil fitnah menyerang ya. Apa guys, teman gue yang... Hah! Anjing, kaget gue apaan tuh? Kok ada donasi sih?
Itu bukan bunyi gua anjir, bunyi gua mana begitu. Bunyi gua gini nih, bunyi gua nih. Ah.
Perang guys.
Punya gua mah nggak begitu, gua nggak pernah live di Brando anjir. Mana pernah gua live di Brando guys?
12 dan harus bermain.
Gua nggak pernah live di Brando, kok udah lama banget gua nggak ke situ.
Di dunia.
Sheriff.
Salah guys, bukan gua itu bukan.
Vandal sama
Mungkin antara Bang Eka, Bang Sandy yang apa OBS-nya tuh masih connect guys, masih connect sama ini guys, sama apa sama si Saweria. Jadi Saweria bunyi, di Sandy bunyi, di Bang Brando bunyi juga. Itu mungkin.
Oke, side-nya bersih, dikasih side B-nya. Akan langsung ke plan Spike, sudah berhasil. Post plan langsung.
Drama
ke
gaming,
Flash.
drama mungkin guys, bukan
Akan
Sandy ya,
menunggu
mungkin Bang Eka
ke
atau mungkin Bang Rijat, nggak tahu lah.
buah. Kill
Nice banget.
ke arah
Oke, kita nonton aja guys.
Dan NC
Ah, mulai lama amat dah mulainya, Cok.
dekat dengan sheriffnya dan langsung di one tap oleh Blast Predator.
Nice banget ya.
Teh top. Balas
Dustin ya.
3 lawan 4. Masih ada satu senjata yang bisa di recover sebenarnya, tapi sayangnya Berserk memang juga berhasil dapetin Severin. Dan oh my god, Shiro, what is that? It's illegal, bro. Dan bahkan Hadoken juga dapetin killnya. 2 lawan 2 sekarang. Shiro jangan dapetin killnya lagi, tapi Hadoken berusaha tapping. Dia memenangkan tappingnya melawan Frostman, tapi spike-nya sudah meledak. Tapi itu tadi ilegal sih tadi.
Ah, coba tamatin C apa tuh?
Ngeri sih.
Rama di Sandy beda, Bang. Emang iya.
Iya, itu
Tasbarnya kok di tengah, Bang? Tasbar apa? Ini Windows 11, kocak.
ngeri banget.
Tembakan peringatan niatnya itu tadi, Bre.
Ini Blast Predator sih panas sih. Gila tuh guys, pantas banget ya si Dustin ya nembaknya ya.
Yang ini nih.
Apa sih?
Apa lo? Apa bingung nggak lo? Hah?
Yang mana Bang ya?
Apa,
Windows 10,
bingung
Windows
nggak
10 lebih enak, Cok.
Bingung nggak lo semua lo?
Nyesel gue pindah, soalnya banyak bug, sering restart PC gue gara-gara Windows 11.
9-12,
Udah
Byron kembali untuk on.
terlanjur guys, mungkin ntar diperbaiki.
Elbow sekarang Boom Esports tertinggal 3 angka saja. Dan sebenarnya ini Onyx
Tentu buka donasi Bang, kocak kagak anjir.
Jadi mereka udah nggak boleh kalah lagi.
Tentu nggak pernah buka donasi guys. Selain ini, selain buat ini.
Satu didapatkan.
Nice.
Tani
dapat satu lagi.
Meskipun sudah hilang 2 dari Onyx G.
Spike planted.
Oke. Akan coba ngeflank lagi. Sekarang ngeflanknya ditaruhnya 2 pemain langsung.
Downgrade aja Bang, aduh males pindah-pindah lagi Cok. Lama ntar takutnya rusak Windowsnya gitu-gituin.
Udah ngancurin satu trapwire dari Onyx. Shock dart. Dan sudah ada shock dart juga yang keluar dan Blast.
Let's go. Wih, dapat lagi anjir si Dustin, Cok.
Dan Hadoken tower satu pemain dan harus dikembangkan dari Blast.
Dapat mulu anjir sini di belakang.
Dua-duanya lagi melakukan flank. Ada stack back juga yang keluar kali ini.
Oke, Teteo. Ini Adi coba tes sendiri. Halo, tes. Thank you, tes.
Masih ada Cybercage dan harus menghindari Hadoken dan bahkan Berserk juga mendapatkan Shiro. Sudah 3 round beruntun dari Bumi.
Thank you, Aris. Makasih banyak. Hope you too.
10-2 ini udah.
Ini nggak mulai anjir nih. Kapan mulainya, Cok?
Ini harusnya Onyx Iko lagi. Atau half buy sih.
Amat game kedua anjir.
Masa iya? Map pertama di Grand Final langsung OT. Enggak, tajam-tajam. Itu udah
Nice.
Iya, udah berasa nonton.
Bakal
gitu
coba
ya?
GT Remaster nggak? Iya, gue udah beli. Cuman kan ditarik gamenya.
Spend 2 detik, 1 detik mati, 1 detik mati, 2 detik mati. Marshall dari monyet, oke coba
Anti spektator mungkin bisa jadi sih.
Lagi.
Lama.
Masih gagal. Ada Rico juga ketahuan monyetnya. Tapi masih ada backup kah? Gak ada backup.
Aku Bang baru mulai yang bener, Cok.
Di right click juga monyetnya.
Gila men, diratain men langsung.
Diri bermodalkan Sheriff 1 lawan 5. Yanto apa
Hadoken.
yang bisa
Hadoken.
Spike planted.
Nih one TPD gila nih one TPD.
Curi 1 kill. Benar saja terjadi dan 11-12.
Yang si Lemimor gila anjir seripnya, Cok.
11-12.
Kesurupan apa dia main selalu begitu anjir.
11-12 nih.
11-12
11 Januari pertama.
Jadi 11-12.
Spike planted.
11
kisah cinta ini. Hadoken Lemimor ya iya.
Cinta ini.
Parah.
Menjalani kisah
Kisah cinta
cinta
ini.
ini. Lalu berkata
Aku tak mau.
engkau.
Berserk tiba-tiba top frag anjir. Panas, Cok.
Tapi ini Onyx udah last roundnya. Mereka nggak kaya-kaya banget. Ya nggak kayak gua sih.
Tapi ada OP sih, ada OP. Ini kalau Onyx kalau monyet dapat 1 atau 2, Cok.
Pegang oleh
Bisa menang mereka,
monyet,
guys.
Tapi
Waduh nih, lihat guys, lihat ini bahaya banget nih, guys.
River.
Ini si siapa si Lemimor pakai ini, Cok ya.
Ini kuncinya Guardian dipegang sama Elmimor dan dia tanpa nge-scope. Guardiannya Guardian maju nih, Bos. Bukan Guardian off angle yang kayak gua.
Guardian ini tai banget sini, guys.
Nungguin semua possibility.
Oh, dapat nih si Bani mati nih.
Megang operatornya. Sabar banget tapi dia nggak sabar. Enggak jadi gue bilang sabar loh. Dia pindah.
Cari info dulu.
Nah,
Nah,
cari info. Ada satu pemain
itu
satu
dia.
Nah, itu
kill
di pick
ke
nggak
arah
tuh?
Blaze Predator.
Wah, ini
Bakal
shatternya.
coba langsung dimasukin
Nggak kena
setup
flashnya.
smoke, toxic screen, tapi masih ada satu pemain lagi di flick namun gagal flicknya dari monyet. Ada backup juga dari Severin.
Nah, dapat 1 tukar. Oke, 3 lawan 4.
Ada Gideon Core, tapi dia bermain dengan cyber catch-nya. Shiro dapat 1 kill. Masih ada satu pemain lagi. Terdetek.
Ya, nice try, nice try.
Onyx
Nutup map pertama menjadi kemenangan untuk
Gila, hampir OT tuh, bro.
5 series kita. Permainan yang indah dari Ucil
Ini
Preki
udah
Remake.
1 game loh guys.
Tapi
Woi.
tadi emang save print sih.
Ini 1 game loh.
Ngucapin si monyet datangnya pas banget.
Betul, ada
Ngelempar
keepnya
kopi putih.
1 game loh guys. Oh my god. Kenapa 1 game begini, Cok? Udah mulai-mulai loh.
Jadi solusi internetanku sekeluarga. Buat yang lagi belajar di rumah.
Liris bisa bertahan di lautan ini. Ya, tukang nyampah matanya merah. Lu pikir lu keren? Gua premannya di sini, guys. Semangat konten, thank you, Dedi.
Oh buset.
Ya, nggak asik. Wah, mata gua sampai merah, guys, saking marahnya melawan mereka ya.
Mata merah apa sih?
Nah, gua sampein balik. Elah lu pada.
Maghrib bang, iya soalnya lagi
Malu.
nobar guys, nggak bisa berhenti nagir kalau gua.
Gua nih. Ya, sambil absen ya, sambil makan ya. Ada Amer, ada Jibril.
Mengaruh
Sampai
ya.
bunuh hiu putih, guys ya. Doain guys, semoga gue bisa lengkapin achievementnya guys. Sampai bocil-bocil puas guys. Apaan sih ngikutin gue mulu, gue gak butuh kalian. I don't need you. Mana lagi? Akbar.
Kalian mulanya maghrib.
Fabi.
Oh dari mana Cok? Lama amat anjir.
Iya mau nyoba range simulator, bener guys. Range simulator gantiin GTA dulu sementara. Kayaknya seru lah range simulator guys. Layak gak range simulator guys? Untuk dimainkan dan menggantikan bensin. Gue tanya baik-baik guys, layak gak guys? Range simulator.
Simulator.
Apaan tuh ikan
Main
lumba-lumba di atas
lumba
gua,
ya?
guys?
Kita bareng-bareng itu.
Agak berbahaya lumba-lumba ya. Kayaknya iya, tadi bener kan? Gak kuat kayaknya gue mekanik sama dia guys. Coba kita coba ya. I don't think so man. Guys. Gak bisa guys. Dia terlalu kuat coy, dia terlalu kuat guys. Dia bukan lawan gue guys.
Nah, simulator tuh kayak gimana?
Dari belakang. Bukan selebeo dari belakang guys. Mampus, robek kulitnya guys. Aduh. Kalau gue bisa, jangan dia dong. Jangan kita yang ini bro. Ada ikan kerapu bro, awas bro, ikan kerapu sekali one hit kill mati guys. Astagfirullahaladzim.
Sekarang tuh.
Mundur. Sabar guys ya.
Ini kan apa sih Cok?
Lumba-lumbanya udah mau mati tuh padahal. Aduh, dikejar kah gua? Teman gua tuh. Sini mekanik yuk. Guys, gua menang. Daging gua, Cok. Ya, daging gua yang gede. Ini najis lu ya. Mampus, dimakan ikan kerapu lu di belakang. Awas, ikan kerapu, bro. Bro, awas, bro. Ikan kerapu, bro, gede banget, bro. Lu sekali telan mati lu. Kabur.
Kenapa aja lucu banget ikannya? Piranha ya?
Nanti Keren udah tamat belum.
PaperRex sudah mulai bang, yang benar.
Lawan yang ini yang kecil nih. Gua selebeo lah.
Oh udah mulai Cok.
That will be on a playlist. That will be on a,
Let's
we'll
go.
have a link for you
Oh
soon.
Jason sekarang pakai jet terus ya?
I just
Oh mereka sekarang meta 2 duelist terus guys.
doing
Mereka kayaknya si PaperRex coba meta 2 duelist ya.
Otherwise, the stream will go down.
Yeah, do you want a laggy stream with the music or a? In fact, the answer's probably.
I'm free pakai Seagate loh.
You've heard about Sophie's choice, but what about streamer's choice? Wait, Jing's playing Raze here, Kren.
That's lag, Jing.
That's very interesting.
Last two
Gak
games,
Rena Cok,
played
harusnya
Jing
Rena
on
sih.
the
Esport
Rena.
Rena enak
It's
sih.
currently going to be occupied by Aziz, so it's double duelist versus double
Harusnya
duelist.
Rena gak sih Jing?
I really think that for Jing, I kind of always knew them as the Reina. The fact that they've gone for the Raze in both maps now.
Itu gak ada band agent iya sih. Iya levelnya Jason 193 Cok.
In fact, it's highly likely.
Ini FB baru 90, 80, lihat levelnya PaperRex guys, 193 si Jason mainnya. Udah main berapa tahun anjir itu? Level 200 anjir Jason.
We know this is their home ground, which makes it Southwood's proving ground. And for this, they're definitely going to need all the talent they can get. PaperRex currently having won 80% of the last
defender duluan. Ini map attacker tau gua.
Opponent indeed.
South built. This is not how they envisioned Group B going, Kremer. They've already dropped down to a team that many would consider their junior in the Philippines in the new Bren Esports roster.
Ember apa chamber tuh?
Many of them only recently having
Udah
moved to
santai Rangga.
Valorant as far as I'm aware,
kita ini
but
nggak
don't
sih?
take my word for it.
Itu run
Not an
simulator
SGX,
seru gak sih?
it's not yet,
Aku juga udah
Kremer.
lihat sih sebenarnya.
Oh,
aku bisa main bareng kan run
ascension
simulator
to,
ya? Bener juga Bang Brando ya. Aku baru sadar lagi run simulator yang
quick and
run
brutal.
simulator.
Look at the size of Device Crosshair, by the way, that they've changed him a break. Oh my goodness, that's an absolute chungus.
Chungus.
Oh my god.
King Davai nggak terlalu Cok.
This round, easy.
Yeah.
That's an opening.
That is quite the opening indeed, Kremer. 3 kills already. And now Jing and old Chungus Crosshair themselves are going to have to come on in and see what they can handle. The nade is actually not in the ideal place there. Jing isn't able to get too much damage off the back of it. Aziz is going to claim their 4th. Could it be the ace?
Ace gak tuh, Cok.
Wonderful opening for AC, and more importantly,
Gila, man, di
Southfield,
ace-in,
that
man.
gives them that bit of confidence. It's just what they need going into this next round, and more importantly for Southfield, it's just what they need going into this map. Having lost
Pingnya ketuker, guys. Lihat pingnya, Cok. Ditukar, Cok, dibalikin, Cok.
Do you reckon having a crosser that big actually reduces the
Lihat
sensitivity?
pingnya, Cok. Ditukar, guys, pingnya, guys.
Lug this big bastion of steel across the screen.
Ganti server berarti map kedua.
I'll flick faster, but this crosshair is so damn heavy,
It's
dude.
so big and
Suffering
cumbersome.
from crosshair inertia.
For now, Southfield, they're
Ini
running a
Dava yang
big
nge-throw,
guy with a shorty. Has a little bit of stopping power. I don't think he can stop 5 though.
Oh, they know that someone's up above them as well now. Wait, Jar's dropped on down. The shorty could still reign. Who will be chosen? Yep, that's about it.
Dapat satu lumayan.
Out, but hey, one form of a shorty ain't too bad.
Right. Lowered sensitivity, maybe higher kills.
Less sensitivity, more mass. Jing, also with a shorty in hand, has a blast pack if they want to try and make an entry work here, but it might be more.
Tuh, saya stres bang, kasihin aku sini aja, mantap, makasih ya udah mampir ya. Bapak nonton Sandy aja guys, biar hibur Sandy tuh, kasihin lagi stres nih. Oke, bumbut, lompat ke depan.
Traded themselves out. And now Divide, what can you do for me with the Sheriff's son? Up against Micro, Papachulo, and Pro, who takes the swing. Pro takes matters into their own hands, and Forsaken here is going to be able to keep a hold of that.
Guys, guys. Bonus round dulu. Bangko gamenya. Simulasi lapas, nggak apa-apa, Cok. Tuh, belum diganti aja.
Pro, he's here to play. Now it's down to Papachulo.
Yo, kasih tau yo. Pingnya udah 10-10 itu. Ini server Singapura ini, guys.
For PaperRex, this is not the start you want. However, there are Vandals, uniform
Kalau saya Dava GG bang, yoi Dava emang ini ya. Kontrol ya. Ini kita nggak boleh kalah nih, masa satu sama, Cok.
PaperRex is round, unless something goes horribly wrong.
Could be. But at the moment, things are going pretty right for Southbuilt. Bit of a stack here towards B once more. Jing. Oh, you can get so much done here, Kramer. They haven't been noted yet.
Nice.
That's a great start, and now they're just platforming along. However, they can't use a blast pack here. There aren't any left, so...
Nice,
moving
guru-guru.
up to one of those further high grounds is not
Game
going to
mau
be
ngalangin. Kocak gua udah di atas,
reliable
kocak. Gua mau
or even
gimana?
viable
Bingung
in any
ngalangin.
case. Forsaken's claimed a lot of space here on A, but it's going to be mid where the drama is going to occur as Device stares down an obfuscated
Masuk,
area.
ya, kitchennya masuk,
And
Cok.
Pro and Jar, they've used this to get into kitchen for free. And this could be a big problem.
That it could be. The lack of killjoy means you have no information as to what's happening here.
Does Jing have any idea who's going to check this? Neither of them see Jing, but Jing sees all, baby. Will the swing come through from Forsaken?
Ya.
Oh, Jar finds it.
Nice try, Jason dapat satu. Oh, Jason
That's
dapat
a
satu.
great start.
Yeah,
However, the spike has been noted on A. Forsaken going up against Micro.
20 HP guys,
that's
Jason,
easy
Cok.
clap.
Ini udah pingnya udah begini mah udah serem sih harusnya guys ya.
Strong round from Forsaken there. That movement was nuts.
Jadi nggak bang Jason, Valorant, PaperRex gak masuk ke champion. Sedih sih, cuman ya udahlah. Mati saja guys.
He turns around it, and he then lands back in the corner of his own smoke, so he isn't seen
Jadi bot Jason ya.
He then is able to shift to the other side, take an aim. This is all on like
Lincabat.
and wins it. A solid round for Forsaken. And maybe he's just showing Southfield, you know what, I can have some confidence of my own. This is a two-way street here, lad. And
Beda banget kalau JT Jason bang.
might just go aggressive again. Why not? If it works, just try it again.
Thus far, the game has followed the
Jason
script.
selalu lompat ke sini ya.
The anti-eco has been converted. The bonus is denied. And now Forsaken is looking to try and bring that into their own hands. If they can stifle a self-built
Gak bisa John, gak bisa Son, mundur Son.
We'll be able to convert that into at least one
Bang di
more
PaperRex
round,
sampai kapan?
barring
Masih lama.
absolute maladies.
Oh,
was that the one tap from Pink Guy?
Oh, that's filthy.
Iya ya.
Dirty boy.
Terus kita paket ya.
Oh, behave.
Yeah. His family's watching this.
Oh. Well, one family is going to be getting a sad notice, unfortunately, because of Aziz. Lovely shot there onto Forsaken. They're going to pop out the Empress now, bringing it out to try and brawl their way through this PaperRex defense. However, Jing is on the flank, completely unsuspected. This will be a free kill onto Papachulo. And while Papachulo gets one through the head, so too does everybody else. Lovely coalescence of timings there from PaperRex to just overwhelm the comms and overwhelm the directionality of the attack.
It's like they sort of had a noose around that A attack there. They slowly tighten it as the push comes in. And eventually, once they kind of got their own choke on the site, they just all attack at once. Every single player gets a kill. And they really warrant themselves a lot of momentum from that. South built the down to Sheriffs now. They're about to go unless, of course, we can see some wonderful shots. And don't get me wrong, you know, we have seen some very clean Sheriff rounds. I don't quite know if it's enough, though.
Do you think the lineups of server are harder when you have a crosshair that bloody chunky?
You just generalize, don't you?
Dapat nih.
It's probably over there.
Ya.
Oh, Mind Freak. A refrag is lovely, but you're up against the eco here. You can't afford to take too many risks. Oh, that is broken down so quickly. Mind Freak, however, will be able to pick up 3 before they fall on down. The mad dash for the rifle is going to be caught by Forsaken, and there is the pinch. PaperRex are so good at covering each other.
Yeah, it's a real testament to teamwork. I honestly think this is kind of a... PaperRex is one of the few teams that have played fairly consistently in Europe. I think this is a... You see like hints of European playstyle in there. A good one is the Omen we saw on Split there. Asian teams, I don't think we've seen a single Omen this tournament. They just
jago nih Ronaldo, jago lah.
You know, PaperRex
nih bos.
Seen the effectiveness of his kind of usage. Have now started doing it themselves, and it's maybe even a bit of a clash of playstyles we see here.
Yo, PaperRex yo.
Jing once more. Oh, if they confirm presence here, they could use for Showstopper. They've got it in the back pocket. They've got a pair of blast packs, well, one to work with now. Jar comes up to try and challenge for high ground. However,
aduh, timing bro.
This is too much for Jin, and Mind Freak as well. And so, the operator wielding
hampir timing
here, they've got to wonder, do we go in for the 4 versus 3 retake? You'd have to bet that you would. Especially when you can try and double peek. Benkai avoids getting pinged, but they can't win this
Benkai
duel.
mati, cok.
And now it's 2 versus 4. And do you risk the operator by peeking down B long? You assume the post-plant positions here are going to be a little bit more vulnerable to the operator, so it might be worth trying your luck. PaperRex are ahead in rounds, but not a huge amount. A step further would reveal potentially 2 players, but they've covered themselves well with this box. And they've also covered themselves well from any more advancement, but Jar steps out of their comfort zone. And that's going to mean that they are going to be falling. Divai, I'm afraid it might be too late
Jason
for
dapat
now.
lagi.
There's no more time to defuse the spike, but damage done overall to the economy.
Santai, nggak apa-apa, kasih satu guys.
Kind of a little insult.
Bang, kata Muntun Valorant tadi ke PC guys. Yang benar.
Just making sure that the money of South build isn't great. Hold on to the op as well. An op is a kind of round influencing weapon.
Ada Bom Oni dan lain-lain katanya. Iya, Bom Oni juga main guys, cuman gua lebih dukung PaperRex dulu ya. Lebih penting PaperRex.
So, it's a good weapon to hold on to.
Bro, kayak Indonesia siapa aja bang? Di sini cuma ada Boom doang kalau nggak salah. Kalau nggak salah di turnamennya ada Boom, ada Bis, apalagi gue lupa deh pokoknya. Beberapa, cuman nggak semuanya ikut guys.
For those two, dropping below 1k means that if they lose this round, they're down to Sheriffs once again. Over on PaperRex though, it's ult galore. Everyone's ready. Benkai and Divide just one away from getting theirs. Everyone else already has the down.
Second top 1 ya bang, ya kalau di ranking ya. Leaderboard ya. Bela lagi niche.
Has opted into the Sheriff eco, of course, with the knives. Will Benkai be caught out by this? They're going to be heavily outnumbered, but they've got some good potential to play off the back of that smoke.
Nice,
oh
Jason.
My goodness, Forsaken, what a flank they achieved right there. Aziz is down, and that's forced Jar to use a couple of those bullets as well. Benkai exploits the one-way.
Gila guys, one-way-nya guys. Jason dari mana?
And it's so important.
Terbang dari situ dia guys, terbang dari tengah, dari mid.
Forsaken flank just because it was more vertical than lateral.
Ya, servernya bukan ngeliat si Jason ya, kocak.
Aziz, they know that this could be a breakpoint in the
sih nggak ada Onyx bang, nggak ada. Onyx nggak masuk.
Is better than the 3 versus 5. May have to bet on that chance of success. Micro made a gamble, and Forsaken made sure that they were walking away.
Kenapa ada Hui di thumbnail lu ya? Hui soalnya suka PaperRex juga.
The house always wins Crema. Aziz is all alone, and they die a second death.
I mean, the house always wins in this case. It's a lot more than 41 or 49-51 because Benkai, that was a round and a half. That final one, that was just all pre-fire, Harry. He just shot and killed. And bear in mind, that confirms the pit for him.
The fuck is that, man?
I like how PaperRex
Jadi hui
the Viper
ajar
on
lo ya.
A, which is where you'd historically see a Viper.
Kasih aku wajib PaperRex gratis tuh, belum ada Bibi nanti ya.
Does have the pit, he
Oh,
will
bajunya
make
pada
a
habis. Ntar tunggu rilis checklist baru kayaknya.
Too hairy to break the strap book.
Yo, maju, maju,
That
yo!
bit's ready. That'll be expended fairly soon. But Southfield, let's see if they try and tank this pit.
It's a risk, but one that could be mollified by some control of the high ground. That island is, of course, free of the decay.
Respon giveaway ya bang, belum ada adik-adik, bajunya juga belum ada.
It's actually going to be, as he's moving forward, do they go into the hump, Kremer? They're going into the hump! And Benkai is going to just make sure you lay on down. Benkai just dominates in the pit, baby. Jump in the pit.
This is a unique round from SPE. They're kind of running around a bit. It's
nice.
a deathmatch, isn't it?
Oh, flawless lagi, bos.
They take their chances.
Bos, flawless, bos.
There are no winners here, Harry. That round, get it over with. Get it off a screen.
Benkai panas amat Benkai ya.
Vandals round the board right now for sake.
Ping mereka cuma 10, cok.
My freak breaking that norm by holding on to the arc.
You know what? I don't think they're too
Tim lu
sad.
jago bang, yoi lah. PaperRex nih bos. Pingnya begini enak dilihat cok, langsung ping ini kan, enak kan.
This means that they now have a lot more choice as to where to go when they are
Aaron pakai AWP yakin. Tiba masih di PaperRex jadi ini jadi bench.
We've seen a concerted attack on A, but they were hoisted by Jing's flank last time. They need a little bit more rotational control potentially.
Yeah.
Nice try. All of a sudden, things get a little bit dicey for Southbuilt here. Or for PaperRex, sorry, Southbuilt go for mass control in kitchen.
Pro trying to clear all of those little angles.
Ya, Davai kena timing, Davai.
Davai do from this advanced position. Davai and
kena timing,
Benkai gets caught by Jar. Evidently, they suspected this, and Davai might have caught out one. It informs an incoming showstopper, and Papachulo's the one who catches it. From so far away, a long-range delivery
nice try.
is made to break. And now it comes down to a 2 versus 3. Jing's on a really weird off angle here. A victim of gravity to lose 15 HP to the full damage. They dip inside the
nice
pit,
try,
and
no.
comes out, taking full advantage of that. The pit will dissipate as, of course, Micro was elsewhere and
nice try,
destroyed, but Pro's got the good timing to take down Davai.
Southbill are making this look really
PaperRex makin dualis mulus nih bang, nggak tahu sih ini bakal jadi stratsnya mereka atau enggak ya, apa cuma coba-coba juga. Oke, come on bro. Dan jangan kasih napas lah, ayo lah. Ntar pas taker bantai ya, pas kita taker bantai cok. Bang, GT udah bisa, Bang Mik lagi mainin. Kan udah dibilang guys, GTA itu bisa kalau kalian harus ngebajak. Rockstarnya belum bisa yang asli adik-adik. Aku Brando, Rijat dan Seni lagi nggak mau ngebajak itu guys, karena sayang itu udah beli mahal-mahal adik-adik. Kalau bisa berarti harus ngebajak. Cuman aku malas aja ngebajaknya loh guys. Sayang udah beli guys.
They're gonna have to get out of there. Oh no, Bruno Dash was left, but the dodges could be good. Thus far, little damage taken from that Hunter's Fury, and they catch Jar.
Tangannya apa sih si Jason?
A lot of mileage from Forsaken there. Jing, looking to mimic
Mana
that.
Jason apa sih cok?
And Jing now wants to try and control this area. Will it be a commitment to A?
What?
Still with this positioning, there's a lot of room to exit out, and that's why Micro currently is checking that attacker spawn area.
Papi
So they
Chula.
can ascertain the threats coming their way. If they don't believe that they're flanked, maybe Papi
Pas seperti Bang Elan kan, Bang Elan juga main karena emang itu emang apa? Harus nge-crack dulu cowok bisa versi cracknya. Versi nggak dari Rockstar ya. Dengan file yang apa? Dengan bilangnya apa ya? Dengan file yang sudah diapain ya? Filenya tuh ya udah punya filenya. Kalau gue filenya udah ada, cuma nggak bisa dibuka. Soalnya pasti Bang Window udah mainin guys kalau udah bisa guys.
Wall raised, and Davai has found the timing to get around the back. Jing is prepared for the assault once this wall drops. Look at this. Barracuda has made their way in, but still nowhere near the plant site that they need. Here comes Devi from the back. No one's going to be looking at them, Kremer. It's going to be all free for Devi, and Pro's going to be the first one to
Gila,
fall.
man.
Like dominoes, they
Bantai,
cascade
man.
downwards.
Dibantai,
And
man.
Esports have been
Emang 4
dismantled on
menit,
that
man.
That was the round that PaperRex needed. It's clean, they keep players alive, it saves
Bang,
a
lu
lot
GTA lu
of
dari
economy.
GG Games
And
juga.
more importantly,
Kalau misalnya
it
bajak dari
gives
GG
that
Games. Cuman
injection
kalau
to Walt
kita
from
gua
both
Rejat
Devi
Sandy
and
Branto itu
Forsaken.
GT-nya udah serang
Now
beli
it's
guys,
kind of
udah
within
pre-order
a
kita
good
guys.
round's distance
Udah beli
from
800.000. Jadi kalau misalnya kita nggak bajak sayang, udah beli, udah bayar
and
guys.
being forced
Keluar uang.
into a poor
Nggak bisa jadi
economic position isn't
Mereka
as
aja
scary
benerin
as
nggak
it
apa-apa.
would be.
Paling
South
lama
Bill,
seminggu nggak
unfortunately,
nyampe.
poor economic decisions have left them exactly
Sama
where they are
Forsaken
now,
belum, pengen
which
nanti
is gonna
katanya.
be a couple of
Buat
sheriffs
konten.
trying to beat Forsaken on a very close angle.
Oh, they're going to avoid getting pinged. However, oh my goodness, that is very close for a knock. And the Leah, while it was sent out, there's little more than that. Oh, Forsaken, surely you don't stand here against all these sheriffs. I've seen too many Jets fall victim to their own hubris. But you know what? Hubris is one hell of a drug, Kremer. And they've just opened it up for Jin.
What?
Oh my goodness. Lovely little flanks right there. PaperRex, they are exploiting
Bang. Oh, makasih Tete ya.
lack of
Ada donasi barusan.
armaments and they're making the
What?
most of Forsaken's feel-good factor.
I am interested to see how well this Raze can do on the attacking side.
Gila,
Bearing
men.
in mind,
Ngepicknya ngepick
there
maju,
isn't
anjir.
Flash to be used at all for PaperRex. They're gonna have the, I guess, in terms of man fight, every single, like, they just have to swing and use their body to either flash or do damage or just distract.
Gila, men. Parah
It's
sih.
gonna put a lot of pressure on
Overwhelming
Forsaken.
parah sini,
I
PaperRex.
don't know how effective he'll be able to be with that up when he's having to single-handedly do all the distracting and, more importantly, the kind of hard clearing that you'd be able to do with a Raider.
Last round, no point in saving these ultimates. Aziz has the Empress in the back pocket, but also the resurrection from Mindfreak. I want to make sure that Mindfreak is not the first
Let's
one
go,
to
let's go,
fall.
let's go.
If that would happen for the Sage, that would be a tragedy. Oh, you want
Guys,
to
live
come
gua
on
nge-lag nggak sih, guys?
my
Nggak kan?
No, this is Jin's land, baby, and you're unwelcome here. A is my domain. And there's the quick resurrection. Oh, you thought you were making progress. Maybe you'll have to do it off the back of Micro, who falls in a crossfire. Jing, once again, is getting frisky with it. That's going to be a third. A hop, a skip, and a jump closer to victory. 8-4 now for PaperRex. But it's worth noting, this is a better scoreline for South-Built Esports than it was on Split.
GT udah bisa bang, Bamik lagi main. Ya capek yang ngasih tahu ya. Udah gue kasih tahu 200 kali gue kasih tahu. GTA itu belum bisa, yang bisa itu harus nge-crack, harus ngebajak dulu gamenya guys.
Inaccuracy is just a belief. Like,
Lebel bang, bukan lebih sih, emang gila sih mainnya cok.
Movement accuracy is an excuse
Agresifnya
for bad
parah
player
sih nih,
views.
PaperRex sih.
Yeah, exactly.
Jing sama Forsaken sih serem sih.
Now for their pistol round, same premises as 9-3. You need to win this. You have a little bit more room for error, but you want that room for error to be used on a buy round, not on your pistol. Looks like they may consider some aggression in mid here, considering AC's position. For Benkai, it'll be a bit of a challenge.
All right, Jar's brought out the Sheriff.
PaperRex links kagak ada
Quite
kocak.
loud on their approach here. It's going to be stared down. Oh, it's been noted by Benkai, but they've got no eyes left. Kashar just puts 2 bullets between 4 eyes.
Whoa.
However, they've lost Micro on B. The play has been revealed. And the Sheriff catches
Waduh.
some aggression from Aziz, but the
Gila,
headshot
men,
is
nggak mati.
great. Lovely stuff right there. Jing and Devi. They've
mati ya?
used subterfuge now. That deep
mati
push
tuh, Cok.
from Forsaken, it may well have been punished, but it's opened up A site, so there should be a free
Main
party
GTRP
left
aja
to
lagi bager main
shift
GTRP
on.
adik-adik. Banyak
Looks like
apa
it will be
susah
a big
bikin
fight,
momentumnya
but,
bagusnya.
For a retake, Devi, he's got 2 shock darts. This is a very winnable,
PaperRex tuh PaperRex itu panjangannya,
And they're
PaperRex.
also planting it in a fairly unorthodox position, so you are going to have to really expose yourself if you want to fight them. For Devi, realizing 2-on-4, you've got to take a fight. Fight they shall take. However, this flank may land sooner than expected.
Oh, Jing's good when it comes to the Ghost. The Sheriff is down. That, of course, can be picked up by Chulo here, and it will be. But 2 versus 3, this suddenly becomes a lot more doable from his defensive positions. Time is the ally of PaperRex, even if it was not of the dinosaurs. Papachula
Anjing ya, kalah
a
Jing
pair
dari
of
belakang.
headshots. A 2k for Jar, a 2k for Papi.
Nice lah, tapi dapat plan,
And
nice lah,
well,
dapat
bring
plan,
the
Cok.
bread home, baby.
Itu bisa gitu gimana ya? Kok bisa ya?
By the sheriffs, really. What we see, Here's the thing. Here's the difference between these.
Kursor lu pindahin bang. Oh ya, sorry.
Between a lot of the teams here.
Sorry guys.
When we see a sheriff get bought in a pistol round, we kind of go.
Jangan marah-marah, santai.
Or a ghost, or maybe even armor from a classic. In this case, a sheriff just means whoever peeks first is dead. Like the aim of both of these teams is ridiculous.
Susah bang kesakesna tapi pakai jet enak.
Oh, they swapped away from the
Kita main PES 2022 bikin char namanya Seru. Emang seru main PES 2022. Mahal tau gamenya. Ini kalau ke equal lagi sih serem sih. Kayaknya enggak sih. Ini pasti 86 sih.
Oh, they've gone for it again. It's in.
Utang inang
it's in the pocket,
Optimum
Kremer.
Pride.
It's in the strap book, and it's real.
It's all planned.
Can Jing get much here?
Hati sini kalau misalnya Jing nggak.
Forsaken of a jar, being on a high ground could make things interesting. Okay, eyes on Jing. Here comes the big bounce.
Make me proud, Jing.
Oh, Jar's been identified. They've moved away up onto the ropes. Jing heads in, the shorty in hand, the buckshot, baby!
Nice.
It's gonna deliver. Goodbye, Jar. Hello, Spectre. A quick upgrade with 34 HP remaining. But Aziz elsewhere has made themselves known and made themselves a terrible force to be reckoned with. Out goes the grenade. Pro's go.
Wah, nice try.
Pro has little trouble.
Nice try. Gratis PES 2022 yang benar.
And so a conversion, and quite cleanly, in fact, on the bonus for self-built.
However,
tapi ada angkanya itu bang PaperRex. Angka apa sih?
Kill for PaperRex. So in our hearts, they want
Apa
that.
cok? PaperRex.
No two ways about it. Nonetheless, though, 2 rounds separate these two teams, and for South Built, being able
Kamera lu
to
kurang
have
gede
the
bang, yang
bonus
benar.
here is all comfort for their economy. Now, we see Yara hold on to the Sheriff. I mean, why not? He's a kill away from having the knives anyway, so if he does get in this round, he'll probably expend them.
Gratis dari mana? Nggak mungkin gratis. Kayaknya itu game baru anjir.
There aren't many ults on the horizon.
Kalau 2021 gratis ya mungkin sih.
Play off one another and hope that they
Nontonnya
can
di
win
Twitch
through
kah bang? Iya di
capacity
Twitch, betul.
rather
Biar
than
lebih nggak ini.
abilities.
Kuat. Bayangnya.
Speed right now is good. Forsaken taking this angle very aggressively already. In comes the drone. In comes the nade. There's no such thing as subtlety in the PaperRex playbook on their buy up. They know they're up against lesser armaments, and they certainly feel that way. But Jing feels the sting of Pro's Spectre for now. Walled away, taking to the high ground. Forsaken is unable to connect a headshot, and so Pro will remain. Mercifully.
Whoa! What?
Oh, that was a nasty shot with the Spectre. And now Jar thinks they can make it work with the knives. This would break PaperRex if they can make sure they can't convert their buy. For now, patience is the name of the game. An exchange of darts in the hands of the Sovers and a ping onto Jar. The jig is up. It's time to move or it's time to die. Speed is the key. That's the first. That's the second. Yeah, baby. Mind freaks round the back, but will they be identified? It's not going to be Pro who does it. It's not going to be Micro. It's down to Jar, the knife wielder. The times are on their side, but they will connect the headshot. That's a 4K for Jar. Rifles? What rifles?
Gila, parah banget si Jar nih. Serem juga nih.
I mean, for Jar, that is perfect punishment of PaperRex there. A bit of a misplay, dare I say, on PaperRex's part. It took them a long time to plant. Having already secured the site, that spike stayed on the back of the Viper for a good extra 10 seconds. And then they kind of realized their circumstance before their opponent's circumstance before identifying their own, which is they need to get the spike down and get into an after plan. They sort of
eFootball tuh gratis, tapi emang bagus eFootball, cok.
The man advantage, which is something you only really do once the spike's down to your team position, and you allow one of them to go and try to equal the man count. Because of that, Jar gets that kill. Godlike as the knives out. You've got to commit a player to pull a plant, so it's an extra player who can't fight. Yeah.
Oh, Baker's already opened this up with the Sheriff. That's unacceptable. This was supposed to be a power play here for the side of SBE. This was supposed to be how they turn this around, how they drew it up. Jing's down on only 5 HP, but suddenly
Thrifty lagi, cok.
The ferocity of this execution will sting in the annals of history, especially if you're a South-built esports fan. The clutch factor here.
Apa lagi main jujur aja bang, hatiku mulai panas. Mana apa tuh? Optimum Prek. Oh, Optimum Prek. Iya guys, ya Optimum Prek.
They need to take these out of the hands of PaperRex, or all of that heroism Jar had will be for nothing.
So aggressive reveals.
Nice, Jason.
That's how that last round should have gone. But yeah, the spike plant's instantaneous.
Let's go.
They feel a little bit of pressure to go for the retake a bit earlier.
SBT mana bang? Filipin kayaknya.
They tried just that. That's kind of the play you have to make when you are in a good 5-on-5 retake. In this case, though, the kills didn't quite go their way. They're swarmed, they're killed, and that's
Saya baru emang.
Ideal round works for both teams. It only comes down to the game tools on the retake. Do we see the round play out? Southport, they call a timeout, and looking at their economy, they probably could buy into it. I mean,
Bang main Hobot of Life. Emang seru guys Hobot of Life guys. Simulator ini.
On a bit. For Aces and Pro, probably Spectres, but nonetheless, it will be something to try and stop the momentum of PaperRex. Bear in mind, for PaperRex, they're one away from the Hunter's Fury. They've already got
gaming.
South built. They're
gaming.
Pick a player.
Gamenya bosan bang. Kan nonton, coba nggak main.
I would assume it would be Mike.
Kalau saya kan jadi duelis lagi ya, kemarin pakai Kayo atau Sofa ya, sekarang berubah lagi nggak tahu kenapa. Pindah lagi ke Davai role sekarang. Sekarang udah nggak pakai 2 initiator, sekarang pakai 1 initiator, 2 duelis.
By Benkai over Sheriff, taking that kind of close contact against the pistol. I mean,
bisa yo.
When Jar gets that 4K.
Oke, mereka saving SBA ya, 10-7 ya.
Broke the
suara
economy of
kecilan yang benar udah gede kocak.
But as he's got ahead of themselves,
Suara
went
mereka
into an
kecil banget.
engagement range that allowed the Sheriff to go on equal pegging with the rifle. And that
Kurang pingnya nggak seimbang. Tadi kan udah curang yang game pertama. Game pertama PaperRex pingnya kecil, pingnya gede guys. Tukeran sekarang.
Right, look at this aggression in mid from Southport as well.
Ya.
Papachulo. One of her rifles, the one rifle, and they do
Whoa.
it. That's 2, and now they can exit for 3. They just back off after the wall comes up. However, that is going to stop their friends. Jar with 2. The economy doesn't matter anymore. That's simply a fact. Jing's all alone. They've got themselves a showstopper, and they're going to get a kill on Jar, easy peasy. But now what do?
What?
The spike is not in their control. They need to win a 1 versus 3. Everyone's on the same angle.
What?
Papachulo will deliver their 3rd. The hero rifle here, really extracting value. And I'll tell you what, Jar's aim
50 lagi, Cok.
Mwah, chef's kiss, bellissimo.
Yeah, oh, Wunderbar, I forgot about his name. That was an incredible round by Southville there. And again, just unrelenting aggression. They decide we have to push somewhere. All right, we'll push somewhere.
Pakai OP lagi nih.
Kitchen, and
Jason pakai ulti tapi.
Getting a kill was enough distraction to allow Ya to get into the back.
Yolah, come on, man.
Gets all the way into their spawn before he strikes, and straight down 2 people means that an op will be retrieved. More importantly, it means that the momentum's there for Southville against what is now a struggling PaperRex.
Forsaken, knives in hand. They know where Micro is, trying to make sure that they can't disengage for 3, but
Udah ke yellow
the
mereka.
obscuration of the smoke allows them to do so. And the headshot's going to stop the dreams
Sini,
right
sini,
here.
langsung
The
terus,
question is, do you
Cok.
double down?
Serem
Do you
juga
put in
nih
another
SB.
roll? You will. However, pretty sure the knives are back. That needs to be nerfed, man. The fact you get to use the knives again after a resurrection, I've got some choice words to that, and none of them are nice.
I suppose in India.
Okay, let's go.
Like,
Yeah, we just got to the floor. Sorry. That's littering, mate. You're under arrest.
Kok bisa ya pingnya gede? Nggak tahu kenapa,
That
Cok.
makes sense.
Jangan di pick anjir nih, kalau masih mau maju
It's
sih
got a
susah
bit
sih.
quiet here, as
Gila,
they
masih di base take
group
4,
up on
Cok.
B along. And there we go. Could be a triple peak here. Odds to anyone who would be holding by Snowman. In this case, it's Micro, but the peak isn't fully established. Down goes the pit and the wall as well. The spam comes through and kills Benkai. That's the best possible play for Micro. What a start here for the usual smokes player, as he's going to surely be able to stop this, but Forsaken's very fast on the draw. Out goes the showstopper. It only impacts the friendly wall. Jing and Divine need to do this all by themselves, but maybe they can, even without the wall. Jar here with the operator. It's a difficult retake. Will they swap out to the Phantom that's just in front of them? Divine takes the peek. Divine catches these hands. Jing versus Jar.
Yo, kenapa di-pick ya?
Again. What a map it's been.
Kenapa di-pick?
And now, Self-Built Esport will tie us up once more.
Jar is on fire right now. Southbuilt, they equalize at 9-9. PaperRex, that is gotta be so.
Why?
That was a 4 ult commitment into that round. Every single player
Kira pakai OP, emang pakai OP kan?
put some skin into that round.
No, aduh, itu udah harusnya menang anjir.
It wasn't great, but look at the ult
Kena ini
management
mulu,
there
kena
now
ini
with
mulu, apa
Southbuilt.
kena?
They've got everything going in their favor. They've got a better buy. They've got more ults. They've got a Jet who's playing out of his mind right now. And for PaperRex, feels like a bit of a stagnation. Out of fear or out of loss of momentum, we're going to have to see, because either way, Ya's going to try and continue it.
Oh, it's aggressive again. Ya just not going for usual high ground here. Means it'll be easy as a flank from the other side. Oh my goodness. However, they are going to be covered as ease. Can they get away?
Oh, kena lu, mampus mati lu.
Forsaken is just going to charge that on down. Jing claims so much space, but still an issue. Will be Jar 2 with the operator now. Surely you can't get more than this. But wait, you can. Wait. Oh, Jar! They're going mad! And they end up in a 2 versus 1. They need to wait here, but can it be the ace? You bet that it will be, baby. Ya, and finally, Ya.
What a round from Ya. That's exactly what Southbuilt needed as well. It's the perfect counter to the aggression of that Hunter's Fury. PaperRex with the ult just dive onto way. It works
kena mental nih Jason nih, aduh. Ayolah guys, masa jadi kena mental gini? Let's go.
He's stuck in a corner, but it just doesn't matter, Harry. He comes out swinging. He catches PaperRex off guard, and with this up, with this big 50 cal gonna love, he gives Southbuilt the lead.
Ah, Kremer, I hate it. I'm peaking already, and we're only in group stages. How do we make the playoffs sound special?
Oh my god, kurang sabar sih.
Oh, the caster's fallacy.
Masih ini, masih
again. Forsaken tries to take the peak
Kalau
off of
nge-pick
that
lagi
here
sih
with
parah
the
sih.
Sheriff, but you're taking duels on so many sides. There it is
nge-pick lagi
again.
gua nggak
Oh,
tahu.
love that little tech there
Harus
from
masuk
Ya.
harusnya sih.
Lovely stuff.
Just keeps going.
Oh,
Absen satu. Apa sih?
Stop. Okay, he's on 25 now, and guess what? Southbuilt Esports, they're 1 away from match point, and they have 4 ultimates, Kremer.
They deserve this. They
Pikir satu gitu guys. Harusnya langsung masuk aja kalau saving.
If he loses this game,
Oh my god.
I don't know what he'll do. This is like, he is
Nge-throw
so
kah?
damn well at the moment. And sure Forsaken,
banget,
he now
Cok.
brings that up. He's like, okay, we've got to try and beat him at his own game. But in this duel, right now, last time we see that,
Ada smoker kan, ya bisa spam smoke sih.
Back of the aftershock from the breach. We haven't seen a straight fight, and that's what's making Southbuilt so effective.
Kalau di pick juga sih gue nggak tahu ya.
They take straight fights.
Up versus up now. Can Jar maintain dominance? Up against Forsaken, it's a huge ask if Forsaken decides to go high here. They've bypassed the slow orb and expended a cloud burst to do so. But the question is, will Micro take contact? We're up on the hump, of course. But will you enter the hump? Will you look towards my hump of poison? And try your luck, my friend. My potions are too strong for you, traveler. You can't enter my potion cloud.
Cok.
You make a great merchant NPC, Harry. I told you that. Like,
Thank you, man.
Sama kayak tadi di posisinya nih.
Browse my wares. They're covered in ooze. They smell a bit bad, but trust me, that's some good stuff.
All right, Micro's going to be catching some hands here. They're actually going to be physically
Nice,
contacted by Divide. They just go across the rope and they shove
go,
it into Micro. And that'll do for now. The showstopper in the hands of Jing wants to catch anyone who might be rotating, but they're not even going to fire out the rocket because it would reveal their location. Some good
11 yuk, let's go.
patience there from Jing. They're going up against 2 now. Jar and Papachula. If you can take both of these out, that would be a big, awesome beginning. And now Jing is just going to reposition themselves. Their awareness is so huge, but you still have to worry about pro. This is not guaranteed, but maybe now it is. Actually, we're up against Jar. I take it back.
Let's go.
Oh, okay. Woo. No
Come on.
dramas. PaperRex 10 to 11. They convert on this round, but there's plenty of cushion in for Southbuilt Esports.
Papachula orang Indo kah bang? Gak tahu, bukan anjir.
Right.
Oke, let's go yuk. Nama ini 11
It
yuk.
certainly did. And for Southbuilt,
Lagi, Cok.
this is where they may have to consider a commitment of these ults. Bear in mind that PaperRex
Kaya
don't
banget guys,
have
oh
any.
my god.
So if
My
you
god.
want to use that commitment, if you want to use it to just get yourself to a guaranteed overtime, now would be that moment. But you need to remember,
kaya
in
sekali
overtime, we
dekati.
won't see ops on either side unless it's a glass cannon. But against the amount of utility that comes from either of these teams, that would be crazy talk.
It's madness, Kremer. Is it madness? Is it Icebox?
Duh.
Oh, Pro has taken out their counterpart already. They're hungry for that
Banyak
match
suka
point.
nge-wave akhir-akhir ya,
And might
kenapa
well be
nge-wave,
coming in
Cok?
good stead. Forsaken needs to go huge
Nge-wave
with this
anjir
ult.
itu.
They've not been overly impressive
udah
with it
dulu.
thus far, but Forsaken is a
Bengkai, let's go
player. Has
Bengkai.
been an impressive entity elsewhere.
Yang jago di
Jing,
PaperRex
I
apa bang?
think,
Jason
who's,
sih.
really taken over this area. Forsaken gets pinged here. Kremer, can you believe it's only map 2? We've got 2 more matches to do today. I'm ready for bed.
So anyone who's watching this game, good luck one-upping this. Like, we have to try and outcast this. But good luck outplaying this. That's really the challenge, isn't it?
Man.
Poin kayak ini guys.
Peak too early, Kremer. I'm a one-hit wonder.
Go retire.
Oh, Micro forced to just hold the line here. Jing falling down. Look at this slow walk from the operator. Will Micro be prepared is the question. Oh, it's the leg shot from Forsaken. And look at the cover from Pro. They're in each other's heads. They're so good. They're a hive mind, Kremer. And that's match point for self-build. This was an 80% win rate across 20 matches since June for PaperRex. We thought that surely, if self-built lost on their map pick, where statistically, PaperRex were a lot less effective, then surely Icebox would be a stomp. But right now, PaperRex, they are vying, they are desperate for their match point. Well,
ini kalau main dua duelis kurang optimal deh guys mereka main. Atau kenapa ya? Kurang setup-annya sih guys, kurang setup-nya nggak sih?
What I'm interested though from Ya is,
merasa aja sih ada yang kurang sih dua duelis mereka.
Can he keep doing this? I mean, you
said
berapa bang
Hero map kedua?
What a cast.
Main BO2 kalau nggak salah ini.
What a game.
Kita main poin.
Double clean with like some words, but I want to see if Ya can double down on this. And if he can repeat it, then we may have probably one of the best teams in the group, Barry.
Yeah, going up against Forsaken now. They dip out. They find Benkai. They find the spike as well. They know it's not a fake, and out come the knives. They want to put the hatchet in now, but Forsaken tries to deny this. Jing drops on down. They get the headshot. Was it replicable, Kremer? Was it? Jar seems to think so. And Jar's delivering knives with us a bunch of misses. However, Aziz is here with the backup. There's the third from Aziz. You're not the only one. And we're not the only win. That is gonna be South-built Esports drawing up the series.
Satu sama bro, nice try lah.
Fantastic upset, a fantastic odyssey of a duelist.
Udah ini guys, udah kelihatan mainnya, nembaknya udah kemana-mana guys, udah nge-weave, udah ngetil.
That man played out of his mind that game. He single-handedly.
Oke teman-teman, kita udahan dulu guys. Ini gue cuman dua kan. Cuman base of 2 kalau nggak salah kan guys. Filipina benar Filipina.
We even saw the Hunter's Fury help zone, but nothing is gonna beat that last 5 rounds on the op.
Oke, tuh satu sama udah aja, cuma 2-0 doang guys. Oke, ini satu sama ya. Oke. Kita udahan dulu guys. Thank you banget sudah nonton. Thank you yang udah like, subscribe, jangan lupa follow kita buat schedule lanjut lagi. Kita udahan dulu guys. Thank you. Cuma BO2 soalnya cuma ngincer poin. Oke. Thank you until see you next live streaming. Rio signing out. Berjumpa nanti malam di channel Sandy. Mobile Legends gue cancel dulu guys ya. Kayaknya ntar gue mau ketemu Sandy malam.